Minecraft is a game full of adventure around every corner. But one of my favorite things about this game are the quiet moments. That is why I'm going to spend 100 days building the ultimate cozy farm. In these days, we're going to explore new types of crops, build farms for our animals, try our hand at making new furniture, and explore some delicious new food recipes. All while wearing a really cool straw hat. We have so many new things to explore, so let's get started. Alright, so here we are, day 1, spawned in a fresh new world, ready to begin my adventure as a farmer. And look at that, we've already got a new friend. How you doing, buddy? So nice to see ya. Oh my gosh, these cows are so cute. It's also pretty nice that we spawned in a plains biome because now we have access to tons of different types of animals. We're probably going to be able to find lots of crops around here. So this is ideal. But of course, we can't get ahead of ourselves because the first thing we need to do to start off any Minecraft adventure is punch a tree. Let's make ourselves a trusty old crafting table and get ourselves some basic tools. You know what? I think I'm gonna start with a pickaxe. It looks like we've got some stone over there, so I'm just gonna upgrade our tools immediately. And of course, it's kind of like covered by lava, but hey, I'm gonna do my best here. All right, with this stone collected, let's make ourselves a pickaxe, an axe, and I would say probably a sword first thing, because we are in survival, and you know, I'd like to be able to define myself a bit. Look at you guys, you're all so cute. Okay, well, as cute as they are, this kind of poses a problem for me though. I do need a bed, and I don't know if these guys are gonna drop the same type of wool. So this one dropped blue stitched wool, which is honestly very beautiful. However, I don't think these guys are gonna drop the same stuff. This one dropped black patterned wool. So although we have tons of different wool options, it's gonna make things difficult for first day. The best thing for me to do would be to get some shears. So I'm thinking we should probably go find some iron. Oh, would you look at that? There's some right there. And also a zombie who is burning to a crisp. Well, we need that iron really bad, and also I don't think that crispy zombie is gonna be much of a threat, so let's just do it. You know, I think he's just gonna, yep, alrighty. Alright, let's gather up our first little bit of iron. And of course, we're gonna need some coal so we can actually cook this iron up as well. So let's get our furnace made. And let's pop in that iron so we can make our shears. 2 iron has been cooked, and I think that's all we need for now. Now let's go make that bed. Listen, I'm all for combat in Minecraft. However, I don't have any armor, and I've got to be honest, I'd like to get a good night's rest tonight. All right, where are my sheep friends at? There's one. Thank you very much. And we still don't have enough. All right, well, that's not gonna do. What about you? Give me some wool. There we go. So with that, we can make our very first bed. Super essential for the first couple nights. And let's just pop it down here. Look at that cute pattern. I love that. Bed sorted. Now I think I just need to take care of food. All right, this should tide us over for a little bit. So I also have this icon, and this opens up something called the diet mod. I don't know exactly how this works because I haven't used it before, but essentially what I think happens is if you balance your diet with like fruits, grains, proteins, etc., you'll be able to receive various buffs and perks. I mean, since we're going to be farming tons of different crops, animals, and making new food recipes, I'm sure we're gonna get some pretty cool buffs. All right, I've done some wandering just to see what's around, and I feel like this is probably a good spot to post up for the night. All right, it's sleepy time. And after a good night's rest, that brings me into day 2. So I say we just keep exploring the area. A village. Okay, this area has some neighbors around it. That's good, that's good. Ooh, this is like a proper village too. Look at this. It's bumping. All right, what do we got in here? No way. A diamond? Oh, this, I didn't even have to do anything. I didn't even have to do anything. Sir, I'm sorry, I had to take this. You just left it all willy-nilly in a chest. Why would you do that? I mean, sharing is caring, right? All right, what's this? We got a little magic man over here. Is that a chef? Is that Sir Ratatouille himself? Who are you, and why are you here, and why do you have barrels of all of this lovely stuff? Oh, I could buy a salad from him if I want. I don't think I'll ever do that. I'll probably just make my own. All right, so what do we got in here? We've got tomato seeds. Okay, okay. We're actually gonna need a few of these, so got some more tomato seeds, some mutton. I'm taking that, sir. And A half-eaten pie? Sir, have you been snacking while you're cooking up a storm here? Have you? So you could probably tell that some of these seeds might be a little bit unfamiliar. These are from the Farmer's Delight mod, and basically this is gonna allow us to have a little bit more of an expansive farm. Plus, we'll have some tasty recipes to try out as well. And thanks to this chef's very generous donation, we already have 2 of the seeds that we need. There are a lot more crops that we're gonna have to find, but hey, that's a pretty healthy start, I would say. Little baby villager, look at you. You're like as tall as the blades of grass. So I did a little more snooping around the village and decided to take anything that looked like a cute decoration. Hey, it's a housewarming gift from the villagers. They said I could have it. Maybe. All right, so I have a bunch of stuff in my inventory and, well, no place to put it because I haven't picked out a spot for a home. So I think I should probably go figure that out. Having this village close by would be a huge bonus, so maybe I could find somewhere to post up around here. This area could work pretty well as farmland. I mean, there is quite a bit of terraforming that would have to be done. However, a lot of the plains tend to be like that. And also we would want some gentle slopes around our farm as well, just to make it a little bit more interesting. Plus, if we want to go full send on being a farmer, we're gonna need lots of land. So I kind of think that this might be the spot. All right, with that decision made, how about we post up over here and work on figuring out what we need to do next. So I'm gonna pop some of this iron in and get it cooking because we could definitely use some more. And I guess I should probably put this helmet on. This looks kind of goofy, but I think I should probably wear as much armor as possible because I think the next step is probably going to be going into the caves. But before we just take a leap of faith into a cave, we should probably organize our inventory so we can actually pick stuff up. And last but not least, we're going to need a little bit more food. So I spent the remainder of the day in a river catching some salmon and then cooking it up. And that brings us into day 3. While the salmon's cooking, I think what I'm gonna do is start collecting up some regular old seeds and planting them by some water. I feel like it's a good bet to have wheat as our first crop that we grow. Not only will we be able to make bread out of it, but we'll also be able to start breeding cows. You know, with all of this talk about being a farmer, I find it kind of concerning that I don't even have a tool to till land with yet. So yeah. That should probably change. I'm slightly embarrassed about that. Please don't judge me. All right, this seems like a good spot to start growing some crops. And let's plant our very first seed. Let's go. It begins my journey as a farmer. Yay. Okay, I should probably stop just watching them grow because it's gonna be a while. So with our food now fully cooked, I think we're ready to go find a cave. I'm kind of lacking some essential resources such as coal, iron, and honestly even cobblestone, so I think this is the best bet. Okay, well, we've got ourselves a big old looking cave right there, so I think that's perfect. I think this is a job for a water bucket. Whee! Ow. Immediately. You couldn't even give me 10 seconds? 10 seconds to acclimate myself? How rude. Once I got past all those pesky mobs, I began collecting up a bunch of coal and iron. Oh my. I think it's safe to say this place is riddled with mobs. Oh, you're running with speed. Oh, you have a backpack. Maybe I can get that off of you. Did he drop the backpack? No! No! The backpack is essentially a mod that will give you more inventory space while on the go. It is incredible. It also has some other features. I don't want to spoil them until we make them. In the meantime, I think I'm going to make a little station here so I can make some armor because these mobs are pretty relentless today. All right, some iron is cooked, so I'm able to get myself an axe and a chest plate as well as some boots. Whoa, I just realized I got another heart. Got dietary effects. I've got extra knockback resistance, plus 2 max health and 1 armor toughness because I've consumed a ton of protein. That's pretty cool. I'm excited to see what the other benefits are gonna be. All right, I've got my pants, I'm all suited up, and I think I'm ready to keep exploring. So I continued exploring and actually managed to come across a mine shaft. What is that? Can't click on it. What is this? Oh no, these are ashes. Well, guess I'm gonna be haunted by a ghost for the rest of these 100 days. After that debacle, I continued with my resource gathering, which brings us into day 4. A chest. A backpack. All right, so I found a backpack. Exactly what I wanted from that zombie. Not only is this going to give us extra storage when traveling, but there's also a slot here so you can equip things like a crafting table, a stone cutter, and other different types of benches. Plus, most importantly, look how cool I look with it. I mean, come on. All right, I've got myself a little bit of extra inventory space, so I say we hang around these caves a bit longer and gather up a few more resources. Oh my. Yeah, that's a few too many spider spawners for me. I think this is my cue to maybe head home. I think we've gotten a good amount of stuff from here to get us started. Ah, fresh air. Feels good to be back up on the surface. All right, let's start smelting some of this iron, and I'm gonna toss everything else in this chest. So with some of this iron cooked, I think I'm gonna start upgrading some of my tools. I wanna start off by getting a good axe because I'd like to start chopping some trees so we can make a home, and I'm gonna get myself a new pickaxe because that one's almost done. Now that we've explored the caves and got some good resources from there, I think I'd like to go check out this forest over here and start gathering up some wood. I think our first task for this farmland is definitely gonna be a proper home to live in. So I began chopping down a bunch of oak trees. That's a bear. That's a bear, okay? I don't know if he's friendly or not. Gonna maybe approach you with caution. Are you okay, homie? Can we be friends? Seems okay. Okay, well, I'm not gonna approach any further because that's a little bit terrifying. I'm just gonna keep chopping trees over here. I won't bother you. Is that spruce? We've got a spruce forest close by. Let's go. What is a build without spruce wood? So I spent the remainder of the day chopping up some spruce trees, and then I went back home to bed. Look at that beautiful day 5 sunrise. I think it's time for me to venture out just a little bit more so we can gather up those last few resources we need so we can begin building a house. And by last few resources, I mean mostly spruce. Give me all the spruce. Ooh, sweet berries. These devilish little things could be a nice crop for the farm. And look what I just found, a giant taiga forest. Now we're gonna get tons of spruce in no time. Also, what are these? Potatoes? Well, these are the nicest potatoes I've ever seen. Look at that. And also another crop found, which will be perfect for our farm. All right, I'm thinking if we chop down a couple of these giant taigas, we are gonna be set and ready to go. I'm also gonna grab some of this coarse dirt because that'd be really nice for decorating. Same with some of these ferns and some of this mossy cobble as well. All right, I think this is a pretty good start to some of the resources that we need to begin a build. So I say we head on home. Last stop is this river to collect a couple fish because I'm getting pretty hungry. But it looks like I've got some competition. These guys are scoping them out too. All right, let's get some of this food cooked up. Stash away some of our stuff, and have a little late night snack before bed. All right, it's sleepy times. And it looks like we're starting day 6 pretty strong with some rain. Well, I think this is a sign that we need to build ourselves a house. So we've got all the materials that we need. Now we just need a spot. And I was kind of thinking that maybe the area over here would be perfect for a starter home. It doesn't have too big of a slope, and this area is generally pretty flat. So the terrain should be pretty easy to work with. So I began clearing off a couple of layers of dirt and terraforming some of the area around. All right, I think this should be a good amount of space for a starter home. So since we have a bunch of decorational mods, I think I would like to take advantage of them. Now I have the chip mod, which can really transform vanilla blocks using different types of tables. So if I want to transform spruce into different types of blocks, I would need the carpenter's table, which means I need these materials. And that's relatively easy to make. All right, so we've got ourselves a carpenter's table, and we'll pop that right here. And lastly, I think I'm gonna make a mason table as well, which is gonna require some brick. Good thing we're next to a river, so I can get lots of clay. And now we've got ourselves our mason table. So with these 2 tables made, I'm ready to begin making my house. However, it's raining, it's cold, there's monsters everywhere, so you know the drill. That spider's coming after me! Ah! And good morning, day 7. I just had to fight a spider. So with our spot picked out, we can begin building this thing. Now I'm gonna start by laying down a stone foundation. That should do the trick for a nice little starter house. Next, I got to work on building up the beams and walls. I'm gonna strip all these spruce logs and see what I can get with them in the carpenter's table. Ooh, okay. These are nice. I think I'm gonna go with these. And in between the beams, I'm gonna use planks, but I'm gonna go with brick bond. All right, our blocks have been chosen, so let's get these walls up. So I spent most of the day putting up the structure of the house. All right, looking good so far, looking good. So since I'm going for starter house cabin vibes, I think I'm gonna stick to mostly spruce. However, if I grab some more clay, I can make myself a botanist workbench. And with this, I can turn dirt into some really cool looking blocks. So I might incorporate some of these into the roof. But first, I gotta go sleep. And that brings us into a beautiful sunny morning on day 8, where we're still chipping away at the house. So with the walls in place, it's time for me to get started on the roof. I'm going for like cute farming cabin vibes, so I'm gonna make the roof out of beams. But I'm also gonna try sprinkling in some of this chipped dirt to make it look a little bit older and run down. All right, the roof is up and we're getting somewhere. This is looking good. I'm gonna swap this out for regular dirt because I actually think I like that more. Once I was done the roof, I added some extra details to the shape, like a porch and an extension on the side for a workstation. And that brings us into day 9. I think it's time to start getting some decorations on this thing and making it look cute. We'll get a nice little lean-to on the side here for our workstation. These are always a nice little bit of extra shape for the build. Plus, I could use a shaded spot while I'm working. Don't want to get a sunburn. The front of the house is looking pretty flat as well. We definitely need to bring in a little bit more shape and texture. You know what else a cozy cabin needs? A chimney, of course. And of course, would it really be a cute cozy cottage if there weren't any leaves? I honestly don't really know. Now that we've got our cute little cabin built, I think it's finally time that we grab our bed and put it in our house. I'll admit it, the stargazing at night was lovely, but the mobs looming over me while I tried to sleep was not. And look at all this space, so much room for activities. All right, I'm gonna pop this down right here, and it's time to have my very first sleep in this kind of really empty and sad looking cabin. It's okay, we'll fix it. But that brings us into day 10, and I think we can continue decorating. We've got so many cute little modded blocks that we can use to help bring this place to life. Like, look at these little stacks of logs. They're so cute. And before I forget, let's start getting a path in place. I find that pathing always helps make the build feel a little bit more integrated into the space. Yeah, this is looking good. All right, minus a couple details here and there, that should be good for the exterior. I think it's finally time for us to start moving some of our items into the house. So I spent the rest of the day puttering around and figuring out a nice layout for the interior of this build. Although this isn't the biggest space, I think it'll definitely do for a starter house. I'm a simple gal. I just need a bed, some storage, maybe a furnace to cook up some food, and I'm pretty much good. All right, pretty much everything is in place, but I'm missing one crucial item. A chair so I can sit and whittle wood. Yes! This is peak coziness. Alright, so the interior is pretty much done, and I think it's a cozy and quaint little space. I pretty much just worked with all the materials I had, which is a lot of different types of woods. I was able to get a couple of different types of lanterns. So over in this corner I have a tiny little workstation, and in this corner I have a little bit of storage over here, which honestly isn't a lot. We're gonna have to upgrade sooner rather than later, but at least I can start putting some stuff away. There's my chair, of course, where I can whittle wood and ponder life. And lastly, I tried to divide up the space a little bit more with these trapdoors, just so I could have a cozy little bedroom. I did also add a couple things to the outside, but it is nighttime right now and I don't want a creeper to destroy all this hard work. So I'm going to bed. Day 11, and we had our first night spent in our new home. And I think it's finally time that we can begin farming. Oh wait, let me show you all quickly. So this is the little workstation that I set up with all of our tables, and I've even got a little entrance on the side right here. Pretty cute, right? So I actually think the first thing that we need to do to get this farmland started is collect some animals. We are in desperate need of a good supply of food, and I think it would be a good idea to at least set up a temporary pen for some cows. Plus, we'll also get some leather from them, which is incredibly useful as well. Also, I'm just kind of sick of having to swim around to collect fish. Having to constantly dry off my clothes, including my backpack, isn't really pleasant. All right, we've got a good amount of wheat so we can charm some cows. And I almost forgot. Before we go out and find them, we should probably get a proper pen sorted for them. And I think the perfect spot is the side of the house closest to where my bed is. Wow, I'm gonna have the greatest sleeps going forward. It's fine, it's temporary. All right, their spot's all set up, and now we just gotta find out where these guys are hanging out. Oh, literally right here. Perfect. Oh, and we got so many different kinds too. Look at how cute they are. All right, fellas, follow me to your new home. Please mind the lava pit. Don't want you turning into a crispy steak. Well, not yet, that is. Am I right? I probably shouldn't say that in front of them. All right, in you go, in you go. You all did such a great job, and for that, I'm giving you all a little snack. Baby cows, so cute. Okay, I need to get out of here because I'm like literally using these guys for food and leather, and it's just breaking my heart. All right, that's now sorted, and we have a little bit of time left in the day to do some other stuff. So the next thing that I want to do is start laying out some crops. However, I've got like a really big gap here that I almost feel like needs to be filled in. And the only way to do that is to start moving some dirt around. So I spent the rest of the evening and into the night collecting as much dirt as I could. What the? Are you guys okay? Those sounds are actually terrifying. After breaking all of my shovels and hearing all of those terrifying fox screams, I was ready to call it in. I think I'd like to go home now. Day 12, and yep, there's a lot going on outside of this house. Okay, well, I mean, I have no option but to go out here because I need to do some work. All right, let's begin flattening this out so we have a good spot to begin planting crops. So I spent most of the day terraforming the area in front of my house. And honestly, it's not the most interesting task in the world, but this is gonna make such a big difference in how our farmland will look. There we go, that's looking a lot cleaner. All right, I think it's time we begin plotting out some farmland. So I've got to be honest, I've been playing a lot of Stardew lately, which was definitely one of the big reasons why I wanted to do this video. I would say I definitely pulled a lot of inspiration from Stardew for the design of the cabin, and I kind of want to bring how I approach making a farm in Stardew into the design of this farmland. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to Snifferish and her 100 Days as a Farmer video. It was a really big inspiration for me giving this type of video a shot, and you should all check it out. The link to their video will be in the description. So the main path is done, and now we need to just plot out some sections for the crops. I usually tend to plant my crops in more of an organic pattern, often sloping down hills. But this time I want to try more of a structured approach. Alright, to get our very first few crops going, we are going to need lots of water. And I think it would definitely be worth getting an infinite water supply close by. Alright, let's test this guy out. Whoops, that didn't work. Maybe let's try that again. Look at that, we got ourselves a water supply. After I was done that, the sun was pretty much setting, so I head off to bed. Day 13, and we have lots of work ahead of us, and I don't want that creeper near my farm. Please don't destroy it, sir. So I continued on with the task of getting my fields in place. Although I kind of chose like a weird placement for the water, but it's okay, I fixed it after. Alright, it's finally time to till all of this and get some crops planted. So I was trying to decide what I should plant first, and I saw these guys over here. What even are these? Oh, onions, cool! Well, it feels pretty fitting that for the first crop that we're planting, it's something that was found close to home. Alright, let's go ahead and get all of these planted. Nice! So this whole plot is going to be all onions, we just don't have enough yet, so we're going to have to wait for some more to grow. Now, I made a little bit of a mistake with these fields. I should have put the water down the middle so it waters both patches. However, that's a really easy fix, especially because I was going to cover these up with planks anyway. And that way I can get rid of this and bring the dirt path back along the edges. Perfect. Now we just got to till another plot of land and choose our next crop to plant. Now, I remember I grabbed some potatoes the other day and they looked super cool and had like little leaves and flowers growing out of them. So I think I'm gonna go with those next. And let's get these few planted. I've only got 5, but it's a humble start. Now, we have a while to wait for this stuff to grow. So I think in the meantime, maybe what I should do is I should start collecting a couple more resources so we could decorate around these paths. I'm kind of running low on spruce, and I feel like it'd be better if I just got some taiga trees set up nearby. That way I don't have to keep running all the way over to the forest, so it'll save us tons of time. Oh, are these more onions? Yes, I can plant these too. Oh, these are already starting to grow a little bit. So cute. All right, let's pop these guys in as well. And I say we've got a pretty good start so far. Even more onions? Oh, nope, these are carrots. Awesome, we found another crop. After all the farm work was done, I spent the rest of the day feeding the cows and chopping down spruce trees in a really terrifying thunderstorm. I feel like maybe I shouldn't be up here right now. It's day 14 and the weather is cleared, and I say it's the perfect time to farm. I want to start by adding some decorations around the patch of crops to get the general vibe of how things are going to look. So let's try something like a little fenced border. We can toss some planks down to cover up the water. Plus it looks like a cute little path. And I think I'm going to add some coarse dirt around the edges to add a little bit of texture. There we go. I feel like this already made such a difference. There's other stuff I want to add to it, like lighting and maybe some barrels and stuff. But for now, I think this is a good start. So I spent the rest of the day peacefully farming away and making another patch of farmland to get ready for some more crops to be planted. Okay, I need to stop working in darkness around here. Even if we just toss down a couple torches on the fence posts, I think that's fine. Okay, finally I can see what I'm doing again. Also, I'm not gonna lie, the torches on the fence posts are kind of a vibe. Lastly, I had planted some of those wild carrots I had found to get them growing, and then I called it a day. And that brings us into day 15. You know, things are actually starting to come together. Although, oh my gosh, I've kind of been forgetting to collect food along the way. Don't worry, the irony in me not having a proper food supply as a farmer has not been lost on me. Alright, let's get these fellas fed, and in turn, let's get my food sorted as well. So now that I've got a little bit of food to get me through the next couple days, I feel like I may have to spend some time in the caves. I'm starting to run low on some supplies like iron, which I'm gonna need for a lot of decorations going forward. I think now would also be a good time to start upgrading some of my tools to diamond. That way we don't have to waste all of our iron on that as well. Alright, back into the caves we go. So I started my expedition through the caves and started gathering up as many resources as I could find. And yes, this time I did leave the urn untouched. Just kidding, I went back and broke it to see what was inside. Ooh, emeralds. Hey! Could we use all this dripstone for a lava farm so I don't have to waste my coal on fuel? I feel like this could come in handy. Among all the resources I was collecting, I also managed to get some loot from a few minecarts that were hanging around. Alright. Ow! Stop it! I'm looting, dude! Oh wow, that was a direct hit. Jeez. He didn't stand a chance. After exploring for quite some time, I wasn't really able to find a direct entrance that would take me into a deeper cave to hit deep slate. So I decided to try my luck elsewhere. Homies, good evening. All right, what do we got going on in here? Whoa, now we're talking. Axolotls. Oh, we can make like a little sanctuary for them. All right, buddy, I'm just gonna scoop you up, and you too. The rest of the exploring in this cave went okay. I managed to find a geode and grab some moss, but even the deep slate level in this cave felt like a small dead end. This expedition brought me into day 16, where at this point I was kind of fighting for my life in these caves. I decided to take the L because at this point it didn't really feel worth it. So I head back to my base where I started to dig down in a spot so I can make a boring but reliable strip mine. Day 17, I finally reached bedrock and I could start my strip mine. No way. I literally just started digging this tunnel. What a treat. Oh my! This made it all worth it. Little did I know in this moment that this would basically be the only diamonds I come across for the next few days. Well, aside from like 2. I was so naive and hopeful. How many we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 diamonds! And I only just reached bedrock. So for the rest of the day, I gleefully began strip mining, thinking those first few diamonds were a sign for riches to come. Except they weren't. At all. I'm kind of starting to wonder if this was a curse from all those urns I broke earlier. Well, it's too late now. Day 18 rolled around and I started to realize I wasn't having the best luck. I decided to head back up to the surface for a quick little food break. Alright, most of these have fully grown anyway, so I'm gonna start replanting some of them, and I'm wondering, can I live off of onions? I mean, they don't provide that much saturation, but hey, it kind of works. My breath absolutely stinks. All right, well, I think for the remainder of my time in the caves, I'm just gonna be a stinky onion gal. With my little onion snacks in hand, I went back to strip mining. Finally. It's only 2, but you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. And that's all I managed to find for the rest of the day. Which brings us into day 19. And I've gotta admit, I've kind of given up hope. Okay, I think this is the last day I'm gonna dedicate to strip mining. I have enough diamonds for a pickaxe and enchanting table, so I can at least try to get a pick with fortune and come back down here some other time. I don't really want to burn away too many days doing this with such little gain. Alright, another broken pickaxe. I do have one left, but I almost feel like I should save it for work we're gonna do at the farm. I think I just need to cut my losses at this point. Plus, I really miss my farm and I want to work on it a bit. We still have a little bit of daylight left, so I think I'm gonna chop down some trees so we can get started on a project tomorrow. Since I had wasted a couple valuable days in the caves and didn't really get much out of it, I decided it would be best to work through the night. Once I was done chopping down some trees, I decided to head into the caves for the remainder of the night to gather up some more resources. It's a beautiful day 20, and we have lots of work to do on the farm. Let's start off by doing some farm chores and getting some of these crops harvested. Except I don't think these potatoes were quite ready yet. My bad. And as for the carrots, we can definitely get more of these guys replanted. One more spot? That's it? Really? No! That's alright, we'll get more in no time. As for that empty plot we have, I swear I have, yes, tomato seeds. How about we start getting some of these planted? Perfect. So our crops are pretty much all filled out. We're definitely gonna have to do some more along the way. However, I thought today we would focus on getting another different type of animal. Now I've seen quite a few little chickens running around here. So I'm thinking maybe today we build up a coop for them. All right, we're not gonna need too much space for one. I think maybe somewhere around here could be really cute. This area needs a little bit of terraforming, but honestly, it's nothing we can't handle. Wow, if only I had the diamonds to have a faster shovel. That would be so nice. So nice. Yeah, I'm still a little salty. What about it? There we go. I think that should be enough room for a chicken coop. Now, before we start building it, let's get a little path leading towards it. I think having the coop around here would be perfect. All right, with the spot picked out, let's get this thing built. All right, I want the walls of this thing to have like rustic barn vibes. What do we got in here? Ooh, how about these? Yeah, these will do the trick. So I spent the rest of the evening getting the structure of the coop in place. That is until the phantoms showed up. I don't want to sleep. Don't make me. No. That's right. Don't mess with Farmer Drift. Looks like the day 21 sunrise has saved me. Oh, be quiet. So dramatic. All right, let's get this chicken coop finished up. And I think this is a perfect little coop for our chickens. So we've got this cute little gate that we can go in and out of easily so we can tend to the chickens. And of course, they've got a little bit of indoor shelter in here. I think it's cute and cozy. All right, now to find some of those chickens that I saw hanging around. Gotta be around here somewhere. Oh, chickens! 2 of them! All right, buddies, you're coming with me. Welcome to the farmland. And in saying the farmland, I've realized I haven't named this place yet. Right this way, come on in. Perfect. How do you like your new home? Cozy, right? All right, I'm gonna feed you two, and you both enjoy your new space. And you as well, little buddy. Oh, you're adorable. After the chickens were put in the coop, I spent the rest of the evening harvesting crops and then foolishly trying to mine for diamonds. I didn't find any. It's gotta be the curse of those urns. Day 22. Howdy do. Let's start the day off right with a couple farming chores. What's up, my little chickens? You guys hungry? Good morning, good day. What about you guys over here? How you doing? How you doing? Here you go, have some breakfast. And let's take a little look-see. Oh, I can finally plant that one little plot there. There we go. I'm feeling like today's gonna be a good day. What's this? I've got my tomatoes now. Let's go. Okay. Except, oh, I don't know if I did that properly. I don't know if I was supposed to break those like that. Unless I can turn these into seeds. So maybe that's how I do it. Gonna have to double check on how to properly plant the tomatoes. All right, so with our animals and farm tended to, we pretty much have a full day ahead of us. And I'm thinking today's the day we get started on enchanting. And that means it's finally time for us to make our first diamond pick. It's the moment of truth. Do you not get an achievement for that? I feel like that's a very achievement type moment, and you don't get one. Well, whatever, it's fine. All right, so for an enchanting table, we need some obsidian, which is pretty easy for us to collect considering we have a giant lava pool right here. Although I should definitely keep some of this aside for our future lava farm. And now we can just pour water all over this. So satisfying. All right, now it's time for the slow and painful task of mining up some of this obsidian. It's a good thing I can cut this up for you all so you don't have to watch it. All right, we got what I believe to be enough obsidian collected, at least for the enchanting table anyway. But the final thing that we're gonna need for this enchanting table is paper, and we don't have any sugarcane yet. Well, it's a good thing I live close to a river. However, we're gonna need quite a few bookshelves, so I think we should probably start a little bit of a sugarcane farm. So I spent the rest of the day flattening out a spot next to the chicken coop for a sugarcane farm. Again? Ah, geez. Alrighty. The phantoms kind of ruined my plans of working through the night again, so I head back down into the mines to foolishly try and mine some diamonds. And guess what? This fool finally found some. Diamonds! Finally! This is good, this is good! Whoa, even more! The curse of the urns has been lifted. All right, we're on to day 23 now, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident after finding those diamonds. All right, let's finally get this sugarcane farm up and running. The phantoms from the other night had kind of interrupted my terraforming, so I spent the morning patching just a couple things up. Once I had a good amount of space to work with, I started setting up the farm. I don't really think we need to automate this or anything, so I'm just gonna make a simple little farm that I can manually harvest. Once all the water was in place, I planted the sugarcane and then covered up the water with slabs. I then spent the rest of the day decorating the farm area. And yeah, the phantoms did come back, but you know what? They were so afraid of me, like so scared. I think I'm gonna have to sleep one of these nights. All right, we're on to day 24, and look at how cute this sugarcane farm turned out. It especially looks really good at night with all of these lanterns and stuff, but I'll have to show that off later. For now, let's keep getting this stuff planted so we have enough sugarcane to harvest throughout the day. And since we're on the topic of harvesting stuff, let's grab some of this wheat, and let's get our cows fed. because we are gonna need the leather for the enchanting table, of course. Last but not least, let's go say hi to our chickens and get these guys fed as well. So we're kind of waiting on a couple things to be able to make this enchanting table. It won't be able to be made today, so we kind of have a free day ahead of us while we wait for this stuff to grow. I'm kind of thinking that today might be a good day to add some decorations around the base. I really love all the designs we have going right now, but I think there's just a couple things we could add to this area to make it look a little bit nicer. So I spent the rest of the day filling in some space around the chicken coop by adding in a workstation. I still had a little bit of space left in that patch of grass, so I also decided to add a well. Ah, man, not again. Alright, I think I gotta take the L and sleep. Day 25 and I've finally gotten rid of my phantom problem. Yep, there we go. Goodbye. Well, I've managed to add a couple details in here and there. I've got a nice little workstation here, a little well that just needs some coarse dirt around it, and I would say this is already starting to look so much better. Now, before we get started on some other tasks, we definitely can't forget about our farm chores. The sugarcane's pretty much all been planted at this point, so we can finally start keeping what we harvest. Oh my, I'm gonna need some more onions to eat. Listen, I am all about the onions now. All about them. They're just too good, honestly. After finishing up some farm chores, I had another free day to work on some projects. I wanted to keep decorating the farm, but I also needed some materials like coarse dirt. So I set off to go collect resources for the rest of the day. It is real nice having this taiga close by because I have all of the coarse dirt at my disposal. Is that dark oak? Yes, we don't have this type of wood yet. Awesome. I spent the rest of the evening gathering up dark oak wood and saplings, and then I went home. I am kind of surrounded by mobs right now, but I'm just gonna try my best to keep an eye on them and keep working through the night. And that brought us into day 26, a rainy and dreary day. Kind of perfect to keep catching up on some chores. So I continued on with decorating around the farmland. And I would say that the coarse dirt has added in a lot of texture that was missing. However, it's still really flat in some areas. Now to fix up spots like that, I can easily use grass for a little bit of texture. Right now, I pretty much just have to shear blades of grass to get it, because I don't really have much bone meal on hand. If we could find a skeleton spawner, that would be incredibly useful for us. Not to mention, we could also use some levels as well. All right, at ground level, this is looking really good. Well, let's pillar up so we can see this from a different perspective. You know what? This is really starting to come together. It's looking super cute. Look at that. It's only day 26 and we've made some pretty good progress. So with all the farm maintenance and chores done for the day, I decided to collect some extra spruce and oak that we may need for future builds. We're definitely going to be doing some bigger builds in the near future, so I'd like to get a head start on collecting all this stuff. Uh-oh. Yo, get him! That was so cool! Thank you! Should we be friends? Should I give you these? Oh, I have a best bud now. I have a best buddy. It's kind of weird that my first best friend in this world wasn't a cat, because I have a cat IRL, but this dude saved my life. Okay, well, come on home, buddy. Come on home! Well, I feel like we've got to name this dude. All right, buddy, come on over to the workstation. Let's get an anvil. And sorry, wait, what did you say your name was again? Oh, Marcel? Okay, got it. Well, Marcel, welcome to the farm. Thanks for saving my life. Do you want a different collar or something, buddy? Maybe we could give you like a yellow one. There we go. That's kind of cool. You look pretty fresh, right? But how about we get you watching over the house if that's cool? Want to come over here? How's that? Heck yeah. Well, I've got myself a brand new friend. And just like that, we're on to day 27. So I think we're getting pretty close with what we need for our enchanting table. However, we're probably still a couple days away, which means we can work on some more tasks around the farm. Ooh, we've got more tomatoes ready. I figured it out. I just right-click on the tomatoes and it doesn't break the plant. Genius, I tell you. Genius! It took me way too long to figure that out. And now I can turn my harvested tomatoes into seeds and get the rest of the field planted. Yeah, this is looking so cute. So ideally, I would love to start expanding some of this farmland. However, as you can see, we've got a pretty big pit over here, and I'm almost wondering if I should wait until I have an enchanted shovel to help me out with that. So I was thinking maybe today I focus on building something nice around the strip mine. That mine is something I've actually had to use quite frequently, especially through the night. So I think it would be nice to spruce this up and turn it into a little mining outpost. So with that new project in mind, I got to work. I know I said I wanted to avoid a terraforming project, but hey, there's always going to be a little bit that you have to do. The terraforming around this area actually took a little bit more time than I expected, but once it was done, I used the rest of the day to get started on the build. Day 28 came around and I continued working on the build. I forgot I can make spruce supports. Let's get rid of these stairs and check these guys out. Look at that. Aren't they so cute? I love them. How could I have forgotten they existed when they're such a good item? After that incredible realization, I worked on the structure of the build for the rest of the day. On day 29, the structure was pretty much done, so I began decorating. All right, what's some like cute modded decorations I could add to this build? Ooh, what about this woodcutter? Oh, that's super cute. I love that. I also managed to make these really cute looking flower pots. So if I just put one in here, will it... Oh, it works. Oh, that's so cute. So for the rest of the day, I puttered away decorating this build. I also spent some time gathering up some materials to make a glass blower. Basically, this thing's gonna allow us to make modded glass blocks, which is a super nice detail for building. And here we are on day 30 with a finished build. Yes, this is looking so cute. I love it. It honestly took a lot longer than it probably should have, but I was really exploring a lot of the modded blocks that we have at our disposal, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So we've got the entrance into our strip mine down here. I'm gonna have to add stairs eventually, but for now that's okay. And then basically I just made a little space for me to store items. I've got myself a stone cutter, crafting table, and if we go upstairs, the space is very small, but I added in a little chair with a cute little oil lamp. And also, check this out. If you hold these, look at the way I'm holding it. Isn't that so cute? It is actually adorable. I love it. So our strip mine finally has a little bit of character. And with that done, we still have a good chunk of the day ahead of us. I'm kind of thinking it's finally time we figure out this enchanting setup. We have quite a few cows now, so I'm hoping I get most of the leather we need, because that's pretty much all I'm waiting on at this point. All right, let's grab all this sugarcane and let's see if we can start crafting these books. So we're getting 23 books out of this. Now, is that enough for an enchanting setup? 7. I think we've got a little bit more to go, but hey, we're getting there. Well, let's at least figure out where we're gonna put this setup. Now, I've got this nice little overhang over here, which isn't really being used for anything. I'm wondering if I could snake a little path this way and maybe set up a little spot in this area over here. Yeah, I think this is a cute little spot. So with the spot picked out, I started laying out a footprint for the enchanting area. I then spent some time adding some details to the area around it. I had a little bit of time left over, so I decided to snoop around in the village next door. Ooh, beets, we needed these. The sunrise brought us into day 31 and I went back home to my base. Realizing I had a lot more cows to breed for leather, I decided to work on some more stuff around the base while I waited. I know I don't have my enchanted shovel that I want, but I think I would like to get some of this area flattened so I can look towards expanding the farmland a bit. Oh no, really? You guys? You know what, I'm not even gonna waste my durability of my tools on you guys. I'm just gonna... Oh no, that's so unfortunate. Oh no. After that very rude interruption, I continued flattening the farmland. All right, I think we should give feeding these cows another go. Did manage to get a lot of terraforming done. All right, my homies, I'm sorry. All right, I got a little bit of food, which is good. And I got about 17 leather, which honestly isn't too bad. All right, that means we've got 12. I think we need like 14 or 15, so we're actually pretty close. So I decided to spend the rest of the night away from the rain and in the caves gathering up some more resources. Whoa! Holy, look at this cave. I've pretty much run through that other cave 100 times already, so I figured I'd look around for a different cave entrance. And this one seems kind of promising. Look at this, another mine shaft, wow. On day 32, I was actually still exploring the caves. I'd meant to go up sooner, but I kind of just got lost exploring. Plus, I was kind of holding out hope that I'd find a skelly spawner. Well, sadly, I haven't been able to find any sort of spawner. But on the bright side, I did get up to level 30 while I was in here. I think it's time for me to head up, though. All right, I think I'd really like to get this enchanting table sorted. So since I don't have enough cows in the pen right now, unfortunately, I really want this leather. I'm just gonna run around and get some of these guys. What are these? Oh, strawberries! Cute! Oh my gosh, I bet I can make like jam or something out of this. Oh look, there's more. Nice. Well, we found another crop to plant, so that's awesome. So I spent the rest of the evening being an absolute menace and running around the plains gathering up as much leather as I could. Alright, I actually managed to grab quite a bit. This might actually be all we need. Alright, can we finally do this? I think this might be enough. Okay, let's first make the enchanting table. Oh, it's finally made. And before we actually test this out, I'm just gonna sleep first because there's so many phantoms and mobs around. It is absolute chaos. Day 33. Is this the day we get our enchanting set up? Well, there's only one way to find out. Oh, I'm nervous. What am I gonna get? Level 30! Fortune! Fortune and efficiency. That is exactly what I wanted. The lack of unbreaking means it's a little bit delicate, but honestly, this is gonna make resource collecting so much easier for us. We just have to be a little bit careful with it. All right, we've got one tool properly upgraded, and I think I would actually like to upgrade one more tool, and you know what? It might have to be a diamond shovel. Kind of an odd choice. Usually I go for the axe, but we've been doing a lot of digging, so I'm kind of vibing with the idea of a diamond shovel. What can I get? Silk touch, that's terrible. And also I should probably wait until I reach level 30 again anyway. And for now, we'll just put that on hold. After having such good luck with enchanting, I decided to spend the rest of the day decorating the area around the table. Day 34, let's go. Today, since we have the enchanting table done, I think I would like to go exploring and just test my luck to see if I could find any cave with the possibility of finding a skeleton spawner. So I set off to try and find a new cave to explore in hopes that I would find a spawner. I searched around for a while gathering resources and didn't really have any luck finding any spawners. I did, however, come across another huge mine shaft. Like, these all have to be connected, right? While I'm at it, I'm also gonna make sure to use my diamond pick on this iron. That way we get more. Feeling defeated after having another bad bout of luck, I decided to head out and try another cave. Wait, what are these? Grapes? Oh, yes. Okay, awesome. I believe with the grapes, we'll actually be able to make wine with them. So it looks like we'll be able to set up a vineyard. Eventually, I was able to find another cave entrance and figured I would try my luck with it. And by some miracle, I had finally found one. Oh no, oh no. This is exactly what I need though. Finally. Okay, I gotta light this thing up. Hey, and we reached level 30. Would you look at that? Honestly, I was starting to think I would never find one of these things. Well, I think the best thing to do right now is to get out of here, gather up the materials we need to build this thing, and then come back when we're ready. Day 35, I had made it back home. I need to toss some of this stuff in a chest, but boy, oh boy, my chests are just getting out of control now. I'm gonna have to make some storage soon because this is not good. Before we head back to build that spawner, I want to try my luck with some enchanting. We reached level 30 in the cave, so I have levels to spend. Turns out the level 30 enchantment for the shovel is not something I would want. I attempted to reset the enchantments by trying to enchant a low level tool, but I ended up just spending all my levels. It was worth a try. Well, it's a good thing that I'm building this XP farm. All right, let's get this thing built. So I spent the rest of day 35 clearing out the space needed to make the farm work. The farm I used required me to dig out a giant square around the spawner like most do, but this one had the skeletons feeding into a pit below the spawner, so they take a bit of damage on the way down. It was super easy to make, and I'll be sure to link the tutorial in the description. Day 36, I was still finishing up the XP farm. Alright, all we need is a chest and a hopper that feeds into it, so all of the stuff we collect from the XP farm goes into the chest. Last but not least, we can put a slab on top for the skellies to fall onto. And now to see if I actually did this right. Alright, let's break these and oh no, I'm going down with them. They're fighting each other, it's fine, it's fine. Oh, I think this might be a success. Alright. We got ourselves a spawner, let's go. So this is gonna give us tons of bones for bone meal and also some much needed levels. Now all I really have to do is just stand around and wait. Listen, if I'm gonna be waiting here a while, I think I should make myself a nice comfy chair. There we go, look at this. Wow, this is really the best form of entertainment anybody could ask for. I'm bored. Yeah, turns out waiting was pretty boring. So I decided to spend the rest of the day trying to make the XP room a little bit more cozy while swiping at the skelly's ankles. You know, this isn't the prettiest thing I've ever made, but it does the job. Also, I lost my pants. I don't have any iron pants anymore. My chest plate's on its way out too. Oh no. But whatever, it's fine. Look at how much stuff I've already gotten though. Tons of bones. I've already got a good amount of XP, so I think I'm kind of ready to get out of here. Except, there is no way out, so I'm gonna have to dig myself out of here. Day 37, I had made my way home, and it was finally time to get that enchanted shovel that I so badly wanted. I'm breaking? And efficiency? Are you for real? What? That is pretty much exactly what I wanted. Well, since we finally have this shiny new shovel, I might as well break it in by terraforming all of this farmland that I've wanted to do for so long. I feel like I'm making this sound so much more exciting than it actually is. But hey, it's exciting for me because I really wanted to get this project started. So I spent the entire day peacefully shoveling away and terraforming the land. Day 38, and we now have a huge chunk of the farm terraformed, so I think we can begin planting more crops. First, I'm gonna start by expanding. I'm just trying to expand my path. Jeez. As I was saying, I'm gonna start off by expanding this path. All right, I'm gonna lay down the fence, and I think I'm gonna make this farm a little bit bigger than the first one we made. I want the farmland to have similar features that complement each other, but I also want them to be slightly different to set them apart and add a little bit more interest to the area overall. I want everything to feel very structured, but I also want there to be a little bit of variance to keep things interesting. Yeah, I think this is looking perfect. Now we just gotta pop in some water. Then we just gotta till the land. All right, it's all set and ready to go. And we've got a full new area to work with. Perfect. And now it's time to get some of these seeds planted. How about we get some cabbage in this plot? Flax can go beside it. We'll do some beetroots over here. And let's see if we can grow these strawberries. Ooh, I'm not sure actually. Oh, I can make these into strawberry seeds. There we go. All right, let's plant these. Ooh, you know what I should have done actually? We still have a lot of empty plots. I should have moved these strawberries over here, and then we could have just mimicked this pattern over on this side. I mean, I can fix that because guess what? Now I have tons of bones for bone meal, and also to give to Marcel because he is such a good boy. Do you not want a bone? Can I not give you a bone afterwards? I can give cats fish. What, Marcel? What the heck? What do I feed you? Do I feed you steak? Oh, you like steak too? Oh, well, in that case, I'm gonna give you tons of steak, buddy. All right, let's bone meal these guys and bring these crops over here. Might as well make a couple more seeds since we bone mealed so many. Amazing. Instead of using my bone meal, I'm gonna let all of this stuff grow, and then once it's ready, I'm gonna replicate it on this side. I think that's a job well done for today. Day 39, and honestly, I've made some pretty good progress on this base, but there's still a lot more to be done. So there's actually quite a few projects we could work on today. I think I'm in a pretty good spot for all of the crops. These ones need some time to grow anyway. So I was thinking about getting another build started today. Now there's a couple things that we need around this farm. The cows definitely need a nicer spot. Not to mention, we're still missing a couple animals like sheep and pigs. And another big thing that I really need to fix is my storage. This is getting pretty out of control. I'm a little embarrassed. However, I'm kind of inclined to build a new barn because I'm not gonna lie, sleeping next to all of these cows on the other side of the wall, it's not great. It's not great at all. That was a huge design flaw, I'm not gonna lie. So, although my storage is looking rough, I think the barn would be a good choice. Now, if we're gonna build a barn, we need a spot. We have a lot of builds going on in this area, which is great. However, this side of the farm is kind of lacking. Plus, there's a lot of nice space that could be utilized around here. All right, with a spot chosen, I guess there's nothing left to do but get to work. So I spent the bulk of the day flattening out a spot for the barn. I'm gonna have to break this storage monster, aren't I? I did this to myself. Day 40, and I think this is more than enough space for a barn. Now, the only other thing I need to get this project going is, well, resources. I'm starting to run a little bit low on spruce, and I think I'd like to incorporate some oak into this build as well. I know this storage may be a mess, but we're still kind of lacking in these materials. However, if we're going to be chopping down a lot of trees today, I think that probably means I can treat myself to a diamond axe. Yoink! Let's craft this up. All right, what do we get? What do we get? No way, efficiency 4. Nice! Listen, this thing might degrade pretty quickly because we don't have unbreaking on it, but hey, this is gonna make resource collecting so much easier. But before I begin using it, you know I gotta make the most out of my iron tools. I spent the rest of the day chopping down giant taiga trees and then running through the oak forest to gather up as much as I could. On day 41, I went into the caves to collect a couple different types of stones to work with. I've got a really good supply of spruce and oak for this build, but I'm probably going to want to incorporate some different types of stones into the build as well. Once I felt like I had enough from the caves, I went back up. I kind of want a fresh new day to begin working on the barn since it's a big build, so I think I'm going to check up on my crops. Hey, these are doing pretty good. Whoa, the flax looks so wild. I didn't realize it would grow like this. How do I... Oh, you know, I never considered what flax would look like not dried, because I've only ever seen it in a grocery store dried or like milled or whatever. And flax you can turn into string. Interesting. All right, how are the cabbages doing? Yeah, we got tons of seeds from that. And strawberries, we right click. There we go. And let's get some of these guys replanted. And last but not least, we've got the beetroot. And I think these plots are looking pretty good so far. You know what would be super handy though? A barrel to place seeds next to the farm. Plus this acts as some nice decoration. Yup, life as a farmer. So relaxing. I could get used to this. Day 42, and I think we can begin working on this barn. Let's get ourselves a little workstation going. Let me grab all of my materials. And I think I'm gonna grab the stone cutter and some of our workbenches. So I'm gonna start off by figuring out a footprint. I'm gonna try to make this thing a little bit bigger because ideally I'd like to have sheep and cows in this barn. All right, I'm happy with how it's looking, so I'm gonna start building it up. I wanna try out some modded beams on this build, so let's get some of this wood stripped. All right, let's see what options we have. I'm gonna try out some knotted ones, chipped, and lumpy. I feel like these three could look cool together. The sun was setting, and I didn't really want the mobs to come out in full force while I was building this, so I head to bed for the night. Fresh new morning on day 43, and we've got ourselves a barn to build. All right, yeah, I think the textured wood actually looks really cool. I'm just gonna fix up some of the pieces right here, because they're a little bit too same, but I think I like that. It just adds a nice little bit of roughness and texture to the build, which is exactly what we want, because it is a barn after all. All right, now for the walls. Ooh, we got choices to make. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to choose. I mean, I love the brick bond. What if I do vertical for the sides here? And then I could fill in the center part with brick bond. I feel like that could look kind of cool. Honestly, I kind of like it. I think it looks really cool. Ooh, wait a second. Do I like this variation a bit better? Oh, I think I do. I think I do. It'll be a little bit more work, but I think it's worth it to replace it. Oh, come on! That scared me. Hey, get away from my crops. Get! If you guys want to step away from my farm so you can meet your fate with the lava bucket, that would be great. All right, who's next? Okay, they're kind of just fighting each other. They are just terrible at their jobs. Like, literally, they are doing the worst job in the world. They had one job, and it was to get me, and they can't. Oh my god, you're hanging on. There we go. There we go. Oh boy. Oh boy. I seem to only have leather pants now. I'm gonna have to fix that. That'll be some other time, though. Because for now, I'm going to bed. All right, it's day 44, and I think we can start putting a roof up on this thing. I think I'm gonna have the roof on these corner walls softly slope up into the center of the build. All right, and for the middle part, I think I'm just gonna go classic roof shape. Can't go wrong with it. We already have quite a bit of height on this build, so I don't want it going too high. Jeez, look at the view from here. Things are starting to look really cute. And I think that this roof shape is perfect for the barn build. Hey! Why are you raining? Well, I guess it's a good thing that I'm putting a roof on this thing. I was gonna do granite for the roof, but I kind of forgot that I had this texture pack, which I do like. However, I wanted the barn to look a little bit more cottagecore. I'm almost wondering, maybe I should go into that lush cave really quickly and gather up a bunch of clay. Well, if we're doing that, I'm probably gonna need some better armor. All right, that's better. So I left the farm and set off on a quick excursion to find clay. Ugh, bad times in here. Bad times. Well, I don't really have much of a choice. This is the easiest way to get clay, so... Ow! Oh, no! Oh no, so many bad things are happening. Oh my gosh, I almost died. All right, I need to get clay and then I need to get out of here. Do you mind? I'm trying to destroy an entire ecosystem by collecting all this clay. Jeez. Once I had gotten enough clay, I got out of there and went home. Day 45. What a beautiful sound to wake up to. If I want to get this roof made in the near future, I think I should probably make a couple more furnaces. Otherwise, I might be waiting a while. And while I wait for all those bricks to burn, I'm gonna start detailing out the barn a bit. I also want both animals to have open access to the outdoors, so I think I'm gonna take out the middle part of the wall on each side. That way they can roam free and just hang out. Well, kind of free. I still have to fence it off. Perfect. I still had quite a bit of daylight left, so I worked on adding some more details to the entryway and windows. And for the windows, I was gonna put some glass just to make it look a little bit nicer than the fencing that I usually use. However, since it's a barn, I feel like it still has to look a little bit rustic. What do we got for trapdoors? Ooh, what about these? Oh, I think I like that. And for the main window, we could try something like this. Yeah. Day 46, and the barn is really starting to take shape. I really love how this is turning out. Those windows actually look so cool. Also got quite a bit of brick burning, so maybe we can actually get started on the roof. Oh yeah, that was the right choice, for sure. I really wanted to get the structure finished, so I spent the rest of day 46 puttering away, filling in the roof, and adding a couple details here and there. Day 47 rolled around, and I continued to work on getting the barn set up for the animals. Hello? I hear you, but I do not see you. That's terrifying. Are you okay? I honestly didn't even know this was here. You got anything good for me? I'm hoping for some like modded blocks or something. Don't disappoint me. This is not really anything I need. I'm sorry. No. Goodbye. After that strange interruption, I got to work on filling in the floor of the barn. I found this really nice brick spruce plank that I used for the middle section. And on the sides where the animals would be hanging out, I filled it with various modded dirt blocks. Day 48 came around and I was still working away on the barn. I had gotten most of the flooring in place and now I pretty much needed to decorate the interior. I decided to put in a fenced off spot for the animals so they had an indoor space as well. We don't want our friends to have to hang out in the rain all the time. After that, I added in some beams and details to the ceiling. Let's get some like lighting up in here, maybe some leaves, a couple stacks of firewood, and of course you gotta have some barrels for storage. Day 49, I was still working away on the barn, but I would say I was starting to make some pretty good progress on the interior. You know what? Some of these workbenches would be good decoration in the barn. Plus, it's kind of handy to have some of the stuff in multiple spots around the base. All right, I'm gonna start with this corner though, and I think this would be a good spot to put like overstock of food for the animals. I've also got these cool little torches that I never ended up using. I feel like that totally fits the vibe of this barn. And maybe in this corner we could get like a stack of logs or something. And finally, I think this barn needs a workstation for, you know, all of the work that I'm doing or something like that. I would say the interior is pretty much done. I am so happy with how this turned out. Oh, we got a little buddy who's like, let me in. It's so nice in there. Sorry, dude. You will get a home of your own soon. But yeah, I think this barn really came together. It's looking super cute. I just hope the animals like it. And here we are. We have reached day 50. Can you believe it? Time is really flying by. But we still have lots of work to do on this barn. So I spent all day decorating the exterior of the barn. I was really vibing with the build and having fun. Also, I've been sleeping through the nights more to avoid mobs, and I've gotta say, it's been pretty nice not fearing for my life while I work away on a build. Day 51, and you bet I'm still working on this barn. Listen, I am striving for perfection here. I just hope the animals appreciate it though. All right, it's time to bring out the big guns, which is bone meal. Listen, bone meal and grass always goes such a long way. It just brings back that much needed organic texture that I always find that I take away when building things. And speaking of texture, I feel like the roof needs a little bit as well. I'm gonna add in a couple dormer roofs to bring in some shape. And while we're at it, let's toss in some leaves for a little bit of extra texture. All right, this barn is so close to being done. The one last thing I need to add is a little bit of coarse dirt. However, I've once again run out of it because I use so much, So I've got to run to that taiga again real quickly. So I spent the rest of the day collecting up a bunch of coarse dirt. Day 52 came around and I was ready to put the finishing touches on my barn. What is happening over here? Hello? I'm not even gonna question it. It's time to bring a little bit of texture and detail into this area with some coarse dirt. What is happening here? Oh my gosh. Did you spit on the skeleton? He took him down with that too. Oh my. Last final touches, let's add some fencing to the path. And I think this is a job well done. I'm really happy with how this barn turned out. And I think this is gonna be a really cozy spot for our animals. I mean, they have access to tons of food, and honestly, they're living in a bigger spot than I currently am. So with that all done, I just need to clean up this mess and then we can move the animals in. Day 53, and this is the last day that I'm waking up to that sound. Fellas, you ready to move? Or should I say, move? You get it? Okay. This place has to be vacant by 2 p.m., so we gotta get a move on. Brittany, you forgot your hair straightener? Well, you better go back and get it. You spent some coin on that thing. You can't forget that. All right, here we are, your brand new home. How do you like it? Spacious, right? All right, enjoy, bye. We've got the cows in their pen, and now we just need the sheep. And luckily there's a couple guys around here. Let's grab you and you. Hello? You guys have a couple people crashing in here for the meantime, but they should leave eventually. I hope. I saw this little dude hanging around the farmland, and I had to bring him back as well. All right, so we've got our sheep in the pens, and we also have our cows. So the barn project for this farm is all complete. This was a really big project to complete, but I think it also helped really transform this farm. I had some extra time left in the day, so I spent the rest of it harvesting and planting more crops. And now this area is pretty much all done too. Day 54, and I think we're in a really good spot on our farm. We still have a lot more work to complete. However, I was thinking it might be nice to get away for the day and explore to see what else is out there. I feel like there might be a couple more crops we have yet to discover. Plus, we're still missing a couple of wood types, so it'd be nice to find those as well. All right, let's see what's out there for us. We got ourselves another village. Okay. The village was pretty much full of things that I already had, but it was nice to poke around and also see some other friendly faces. Whoa, talk about living life on the edge. Am I right? Oh, he's walking away. Okay, understood. After going through the whole village, I decided to take a boat down the river that was next to it and see what was around. What is this mountain? It's got like flowers all over it. Also, is this stone? This is not stone. Oh, it's limestone. Cool. Whoa, what is this? Why are there so many flowers? What are these flowers? Ooh, I need to bring these back with me. You know, these would be perfect for a greenhouse build. Oh, look at these cows. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Oh, you too! You're like a little sheepy cow. Look at that. These are so cute. Oh my gosh. Listen, if I make it back here, I'm bringing those guys home with me. Day 55, I was still out in the meadow on my adventure. All right, let's see what else is beyond here. Wait a second. This wood looks a little bit different. What is this? Apple log. Huh. I have a couple of these at the base, actually. Is that jungle? If I could get bamboo, that would be incredible. Having some scaffolding around the base would be such a huge bonus. Yes, bamboo. All right, I'm gonna grab some of this. And I would love it if I could get a jungle sapling as well. What is this? Red jungle grapes? Ooh, okay, so we got the other types of grapes. That's awesome. Once I had gotten the saplings I needed, I head back up towards the meadow. I've got myself a boat. And with that boat, there is room for 2 people, or an animal and a person. You know what I mean. So that means I need to make a decision. Am I bringing the sheepy cow back with me? Or am I bringing the classic cow back with me? I don't know. This is a very tough decision because they're both so cute. I feel it in my bones that it's gotta be the sheepy cow. It's gotta be the sheepy cow. Just let it be known that this decision was not made lightly, and I'll probably be back for the other one. Day 56, and I was on my journey home with my new friend. Sheepy cow? We've made it. We're home, buddy. You are gonna make so many new friends here. Everyone's really nice. Also, there's like regular bingo nights. There's a good pizza place down the road. You're just gonna love it. Alright, Sheepy Cow, you enjoy your spot with your new homies, and I'll be back to check on you soon. Honestly, such a nice guy. Oh, before I forget, I'm gonna get some of this bamboo planted, because I really want to get some scaffolding made. And the best part is, we can use some of this flax to make some string, and with that, we can make some scaffolding. How about that? Perfect. I foresee a new expansion coming to the farm very soon, so I think for the rest of the day, I'm gonna start expanding some of these paths. Day 57, and I think it is the perfect day to work on not the storage. Please don't make me do it. I'm not ready. I feel like it's a good day to get a couple more of those crops we found planted. I think I'm gonna start by pathing out some plots of land. That way I can get a better sense of where I could potentially place things. Oh, looks like I'm gonna have to do some terraforming. It's been a while. And it looks like I can finally make the connection from my sugarcane farm all the way over to my other farmland. So this leaves us with a couple spots to work with. Now this one's pretty small. I'm not exactly sure what I want to put here yet. However, this one feels like it might be big enough to put in something like a little vineyard. If we're going for vineyard, I think I'm going to try these fancy hedges. I mean, actually, it's not too bad, but I think I want to try mixing in some other types of fencing. I feel like this spruce fencing will help make it feel a little bit more rustic. I was really happy with the fencing choices, so I spent the rest of the evening tinkering with the layout, making sure it was just right. Day 58, and I was still working on my little vineyard. How do you plant these things? Do they need to like go up against a piece of wood? No. Oh wait, I should probably, yeah, I gotta turn them into seeds. All right. Whoa! Okay, so you can just plant them like sweet berries. I'm gonna set up rows where I can plant the grapes with stalks beside them. So if I have rows like this, I need to find a good way of making it look like they're attached to those stalks. The only problem is some of this just might look like silly fencing, unless maybe we interchange it like this. That way the fence posts can't attach to one another. Yeah, I feel like this is the best solution. Let's go ahead and get some of these planted to see what it looks like. So we can do one type of grape on this side, and then the other type opposite to it. Except for some reason, the jungle grape seeds don't plant properly. I wonder if those ones need to be on a block? Oh, they do. Ooh, I like that though. So on this side, we can get blocks of jungle wood, and then place those grapes along here. What is this? I accidentally made this. Is this literally for the grapevines? Yep, it is. All right. Good to know. I was looking for something like this in the search function and couldn't find it. I guess I wasn't looking hard enough though. You know, I still think the solution I had right here was actually pretty good, but I'll just go with these instead. Day 59 and the vineyard's pretty much all set up and ready to go. Just have to wait for, ow. Pretty much all I have to do is just keep harvesting away on these things and letting them grow. Now there are some extra details I'd like to add to this vineyard. There's a bunch of cool modded blocks like barrels and wine racks, but I thought it could be a cool idea to have a shed across from the vineyard where all of that stuff would be stored. There's already a pretty good patch of land here, so it's not going to require too much terraforming. Now the only problem is, I don't really have too many resources to build with. Well, ones that I can use for building. These chests are a hot mess. So I think it's going to be a resource collection type of day. Before I forget, let me plant these jungle saplings and get one of those trees growing too. So I got to work chopping down a bunch of spruce trees. All right, my axe has seen better days. I'm wondering, can I repair it? Honestly, it costs a diamond, but I would say it's kind of worth it. We're nearly at day 60, so I don't know if I'm gonna bother getting mending. I'm honestly kind of just vibing with what I'm doing right now. All right, for now, this axe will do. Day 60, and I think I've got enough resources to begin building this. First thing I've got to do though is give myself a little bit more room here. Now that I've got enough space, I think I can begin building. I'm gonna try out some of the chipped beams and planks that I haven't used yet. I think for this build, I'm gonna try like a fancy little trim along the bottom. Then I'm gonna fill in the walls on top with something else. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of cool. I mean, it's a little bit different, but I kind of like it. I mean, it's a shed, so it is gonna be like a little bit more rustic in some ways, but I also want it to look a little fancy too. I really wanted to get the structure in place, so I spent a little bit of extra time in the evening finishing up the roof. Day 61, and the shed's coming along really nicely. Of course, I always forget to patch up these little spots right here. No sweat though, no sweat. All right, now that we've got the structure in place, I think I need to get a proper flooring too. Let's see what this one looks like. Ooh, yeah, I like that. That's fancy. Okay. Now I just need to patch in a roof real quick. I think we've got a good space to work with. All right, now it's time to get some decorations going. I feel like lattice is very fitting for a vineyard. I wonder if I could get these grapes on the side of the build too. Oh, I can. Yes, that looks perfect. Now I just need to find some items that will age the grapes and decorate the shed. There's clothes? What? I can make a straw hat? Oh, an apron? Pants? Oh my, okay, well this changes everything. I'm gonna have to figure that out too. Okay, but first I need to focus on the decorations. Since it was the evening and I didn't really want any run-ins with the mobs, I spent the rest of the night indoors decorating the interior. Day 62 and I was still working away on the shed. I just need a couple of finishing details and then I think I'm done. Leaves never hurt. Maybe a couple flowers? Got these nice flower pots after all. Look at the way that they hang over on the flower pot. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Oh, I'm obsessed with these. That's nice. And finally, getting some overgrown patches in the roof always looks good. All right, I think the shed is pretty much done. I would call this a small but mighty build. Now the interior's still looking a little bare, well, because I haven't really made any cool drinks or potions yet. However, I do have this cool apple press machine, and I brought over some apples to test it out, just to see what it does. Okay, it creates apple mash. What can be done with this? This is a crafting ingredient. Apparently, if I put some apple mash into an aging barrel, I can possibly make apple juice? I need a wine bottle. Got it. I know I have some glass somewhere in this mess of a storage. So all I have to do is use 2 glass bottles to make wine bottles. Then I open up the aging barrel, pop that in there, and we've got ourselves apple juice. Let's go. So to make apple wine, I need some honey. Well, I don't have any bees just yet, but I do have some bees flying around my base. I'm wondering if I could take a little bit of honey from them. All right, let's check this out. Hey, it worked. Okay, and none of them got mad at me because it's nighttime, so this is perfect. So I guess in the aging barrel, we combine the honey with the apple juice. And just like that, we've got ourselves some apple wine. Hey, that is so cool. What are the effects of it though? You get +5 sugars and fruits. I'm assuming that's for the diet mod. And I'm not quite sure what the absorption effect would give you. However, can I place it in here for decoration? I can't really place it in these for decoration. However, I can place it on top like that. And that's super cute. I'm wondering, can the apple mash be placed as well? It doesn't seem like it. Kind of sucks because it would make such a nice decoration. Okay, it's getting pretty late, so I should probably head to bed. Day 63 and I was still on the pursuit of making potions and drinks. Oh, also, I have all these apples, which means I can make these really cool bags of apples as well. Look at that. That is so cool. That'll be a great decoration. Okay, how do I make this grape juice? I don't understand how. Grapevine pot used to turn grapes into grape juice. Oh, okay. All right, I think I'm getting it. So we got to get these grapes in here. Maybe fill a couple of these up. Okay, those are pretty full. Whoa, I stepped on it. It actually worked. What? This is so cool. Okay, so it looks like it's mostly turned into liquid now. Does that mean I can now bottle it? Let's see. Oh, I did. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, to make a mead, I need sugar. Okay. Well, it's a good thing I've got all these farms set up. They're really coming in handy. All right, let's see what this does. Oh, I have red wine now. Okay, I don't have the mead. Now, can I store this stuff? Okay, this stuff can be stored. Oh, look at that. That is so cool. I think it also does give effect, but that looks negative to me. So I don't know. There's a lot of different recipes that could be made, and each one seems to have its own effect. So I pretty much spent the rest of the day making more bottles to fill the shelves. To be honest, I was just having a ton of fun smushing the grapes. It was very satisfying and so cool. Okay, I made something called magnetic wine, and I don't want to use it yet because it looks really cool as a decoration, but I think it basically attracts blocks to you from a further radius. That's really cool, but for now, I want to leave it as a decoration. I love this. This has been so much fun, but I think I have to head to bed and start on some new projects tomorrow. Day 64. Oh my gosh, there are a ton of creepers over there. That is not good. I'm just gonna slowly shift to the side over here. Now, as much as I would love to keep making fancy, cute little drinks, I gotta get some other work done on this farm. While I was making all those fun little drinks, I came across this straw hat that I really want to make. And it got me thinking, It requires wheat, which I have enough to make the straw hat. However, I'm running a farm here and I don't even have a proper wheat field. Like, look at this. This is embarrassing at this point. Am I truly a farmer if I'm not even growing the most basic crop? I don't know. So I think we need to fix that. And also, what goes great with a giant field of wheat? A windmill, of course. Now, I kind of pictured it close to the barn, either on this side or this side. And in terms of how the farm is looking, I feel like there's a big gap over here that could be filled. Yeah, this spot here would be perfect, like right around here. All right, here's the deal. If I get this windmill and field in place, then I get that straw hat. I mean, I should probably be doing this regardless of a silly straw hat. Once I had all my materials collected, I got to work on building up the windmill. I'm just gonna round off the corners here, just to give the build a little bit more shape. On day 65, I continued building up the windmill. Alright, I don't want this thing to go too high, but I think maybe I need a couple more blocks up on this column. Maybe just like one more layer. Yeah, I think that's a little bit more balanced. And now for a little roof on this thing. And I think I'm gonna try out some granite on the rooftop. Before I do anything else though, I really need some more scaffolding, because I'm really struggling here. Honestly, it is so handy being able to make string out of flax. I am vibing with that. There we go, that's much better. And the roof is done. Cute, love it. All right, now for the blades, we just need some wool. I require a little bit more. I should have done that earlier. And for myself, I need some food because I am very hungry. Sheepy cow, look away. Look away. Listen, this steak is nice, but there's a lot better stuff I could be eating. I think I'm due for a kitchen upgrade soon. Towards the end of the day, I grabbed the remainder of the wool I needed for the windmill blade and called it a night. Day 66, and I think this thing is coming along nicely. Now that I have all the materials I need, I can put this blade up. Look at that. Perfect. Now all it really needs is a little bit of detail here and there and we're good to go. First, I definitely need a path leading to this thing. And before I start putting the field in, I think I want to get a couple of decorations down. That wheelbarrow is so cute. Oh my gosh, I am obsessed with it. I spent the rest of the day finishing up the decorations on the windmill. Day 67, and I think the details on the windmill are looking good. But with all of this stuff in place, I think I can finally start planting this wheat field. Now that means I can finally get all of these seeds out of my inventory. Hopefully this is gonna help clear up some space, because there's a lot hanging around in really random spots. And let me tell ya, we're gonna need a lot of these. All right, it's time to get this field in place. Lots of water has been placed, and now I can start tilling the field. I always put my workstations in the worst spot. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna build a giant wheat field and put wheat literally everywhere. Yeah, let me just put my workstation where I'm gonna have to put wheat as well. Why do I do this to myself? The land is pretty much all tilled, so now it's time to get these seeds planted. Planting the seeds was a pretty big task and took me to the end of the day. Day 68, and just like that, I have somehow managed to run out of seeds. You know, to be fair, it's a pretty big plot that I have laid out. But that just means I have some time to spend adding a couple decorations to the field. Now, I want it to pretty much all be wheat, but I'd like to at least cover up the water wells that I have. I think a couple of stockpiles and rock piles would add some nice texture to the field. Oh, so that was a pretty cool rhyme that I did. They may just be little details sprinkled throughout, but I think it just adds that little bit of extra interest. All right, I want to give all of this stuff a chance to grow so I can properly harvest it and get more seeds, so I can finish off this field. However, I have some time to kill today, and I think I feel like being a little bit of a nosy neighbor. Maybe these guys have some extra seeds hanging around that I could borrow. I mean, they've got some wheat here that I can harvest for them. Don't worry, I'm just helping. Oh, they've got more of these pots, though. Listen, I don't think they'll mind. These could be good for decoration. Look at this. Nice. What is this? Oops. Whatever it was, I broke it. Okay, wait a hot second. I forgot that Ratatouille has like a full kitchen set here. You know, I've been kind of wanting to make my own kitchen. Maybe I should borrow some of this stuff and return it later, you know? I'll definitely return it. I mean, like, he's not even here right now. Who leaves an oven on unattended? Seems like bad practice if you ask me. Whoa! These would look really good in my field as well. All right, I think I've got enough from here. Can't get too greedy now. Listen, we're neighbors. It's all about sharing, okay? When I got home, the sun was beginning to set, so I planted some more seeds and put down some of the decorations those villagers so kindly gifted me. Day 69, and look at what I just made. A watering can. Apparently it says it has the same function as bone meal, but needs to be refilled with water from time to time. Let's give this thing a shot. Whoa, this is so cool. I wish I knew about this earlier. Well, this just makes my life so much easier. Also, check this out. A can. It can be placed, but it's a can. Isn't that so cute? There are so many decorations and so little time, honestly. I think this can belongs in the barn though. Cute! So now that I have this watering can, I can grow these crops a lot faster now, which means I can get the rest of this field planted sooner rather than later. And I think it might be a little bit later than I anticipated. I ended up planting some more fields behind the windmill just to frame it up a little bit better. Day 70 and the wheat field is all in place. However, it just needs to grow a little bit because right now it still looks pretty messy. Once it all grows in though, I think it's gonna look really good. In the meantime, I think I'm gonna add some leaves to the edge of the field. These will frame it up nicely. I mean, the wheat field is essentially done, which means I think I can treat myself to this straw hat. Red wool, wheat, straw hat. How am I gonna look with this? Whoa! Look at me! Oh, I look so good. I'm really starting to fit the role as a true farmer now that I have the straw hat. You know, I was kind of doubting myself before. I was like, am I truly a farmer? I don't know. I feel like I'm not. But now with this straw hat, I would say I'm 100% a farmer. I mean, look at me. After I made that incredible straw hat, I decided to head out to gather a little bit of coarse dirt. The wheat was going to take quite a while to grow in, and I wanted to get a little bit more detailing done on the farm. Day 71, I was back at home with my pile of coarse dirt and ready for another day of decorating. Okay, hear me out. What about a row of oak trees in this plot of grass? I couldn't quite figure out what to put here, and I feel like just a couple of trees would make this area look so nice. Plus, it will add some much needed shape and height. Aw, rain! My sun hat is gonna get all soggy. All right, let's see. There we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll evenly space all of these out. Now, can I use this watering can? Oh, I can! This is actually so handy. I love it. Okay, that doesn't look as good as I thought it would. I think I might have to do custom trees for this, but the problem is I'm really bad at custom trees. The thought was there, the execution, not so much. Well, at least I'm getting some leaves out of it. This watering can honestly rocks. I technically didn't even really have to make my skeleton farm. I mean, I did need the XP, but still, I wish I had known about this sooner, because it's been super handy. While I'm out here decorating, I think I'd like to upgrade some of the lighting. Ooh, these torches would be really nice around the crops. I did not mean to make that many torches, but here we are. Oh no, can I not place these on fence posts either? I wanted to place them on here. It won't look as good with them on the ground like this. Oh. Day 72, and I realized I had used up most of my iron, and I would be needing more for decorations around the base. After planting a couple seeds, I decided it would be best to head into the cave to gather up a couple of resources. I'm going over to this big old cave that I barely explored. That way I know I'll get lots of resources that I need. Should I be wearing this straw hat in the caves? You know what? I'm committing to the farming life. Straw hat it is. I spent the day gathering up all of the coal and iron I could find. Hopefully whatever I collect today will get me through to the 100 days. I can't believe I'm getting close to even approaching that number, honestly. I am so happy I have fortune because I haven't really been here that long. And look at how much coal and iron I already have. Rain again? I just got out of these caves. This can't be good for the integrity of my straw hat. I think I need to go home and head inside so I can dry it off. Day 73, another beautiful day on the farm. How's this field looking though? You know, I would say it's nearly all grown in. That's not looking bad at all. Today there's one immediate problem I would like to fix. Unfortunately, my shovel and my axe are really starting to get worn out, so I think it might be a day to go into the strip mines. There are some projects I really want to get done around this base, but if our tools are on the verge of breaking, then we're gonna have to resort back to iron, and I don't think I want to do that. I'm just hoping I actually find some this time. Oh, great start. Great start. Yep. So I spent the day mining away in the caves. I really don't want to be spending too much time in the caves, especially because there's not much time left to get all my projects done. So I'm really hoping for a miracle here, because I also really need these tools repaired. And let me tell you, it started to reach that point where I felt like that miracle wasn't gonna happen. Because I was mining for quite a long time. But some Minecraft god must have had a little bit of sympathy for me. Finally. Thank you. I got 15 out of that. 15! You know, I'm just saying, I was wearing the straw hat when I found those diamonds. Surely couldn't have been that fortune pick that really did the heavy lifting there. It was definitely the straw hat. All right, let's get some of these much needed repairs done. There we go. They're all looking fairly healthy now. I think I can sleep well tonight. Day 74, and wow, yeah, I am quite hungry. Except, you know what? I'm over it. I don't want to eat onions anymore. I don't want to have to eat steak anymore. I think I'm ready to expand my palate. And if I were to do that, I need to expand my living space. That's right, I think it is time for a kitchen expansion on our little house. Now, the most logical place to put this would be on the side of the house where the cows once were. And this is plenty of space for us to build out an entire section onto our house. However, the one problem is, I have my storage monsters on this wall. But maybe I can get past that if I just create an entryway here. So then I don't have to touch them. You know what? That actually kind of works out. It's perfect. It's right in the center as well. All right, let's clean this up and get an expansion going. Once the spot was all cleaned up, I spent the rest of the day building up the expansion of the house. All right, I think that's a good shape for the extension. I want it resting a little bit lower than this roof line, so that should be perfect. I had a little bit of time left in the day, so I began putting the roof up. And that brought me into day 75, where I continued working on the house expansion. Definitely need some greenery on this roof because this thing is very spruce heavy. Not that it's a bad thing, it just needs some texture and a pop of color. And of course, we can't forget the details on the side of the build as well. All right, how's this looking? There we go. It looks like it's been there all along. Now all I have to do is build out the kitchen of my dreams using all the stuff that Mr. Ratman donated to me. And on to day 76, where it was finally Dream Kitchen Makeover Day. I'm so excited. Gotta get these hoods in place so we can get some exhaust. You know, I don't think Mr. Ratman had these, and that's a safety precaution, honestly. I also splurged and got a limestone countertop for cooking, so it's so in right now. So in. I puttered away for the rest of the day getting all of the kitchen essentials in place, which brought me into day 77. And here it is, my state-of-the-art kitchen, equipped with a comfy little table to sit and eat my meals at. So this little kitchen is pretty small, but I think I maximized on space, which is good. I found some really cute little things like this basket. I got like a cute little pot here. I don't know if you can actually, oh, wait, you can cook with this one too. I think this one's part of the bakery mod, not Farmer's Delight. I can make jams and stuff with this. Whoa! Okay, cool. So we've got some other cooking options for this pot. And then for these two, these are part of Farmer's Delight and you can cook on top of them directly and also use the cutting boards to prep meals as well. And yeah, I think that this is perfect for what I need. Now I just need to figure out what I can cook. So there's tons of recipes at our disposal. I feel like since I'm an amateur, I should try to start with something a little bit easier. Maybe a fried egg sandwich would be good. And it's a good thing we got our chicken coop over here. I can go collect some eggs. Oh my, there's tons of eggs in here. Let's go. Thank you very much. And of course, we're gonna need some wheat to make some bread. So how do I make this fried egg sandwich? Do I just put an egg in here? I do. That's it. I just gotta let it cook. Cool, we've got a fried egg. Oh, I'm getting eggs all over the counter. That's, good thing it's new and I wash it all the time. It's very sanitary, don't worry. And I guess with all of these eggs, we can now make our fried egg sandwich. Boom, an egg sandwich. So it gives us grains and protein. I don't think it has any other added benefits other than being incredibly delicious. So I say we just test it out. That is the best sandwich I have ever had. Ever. Well, I think I found my new go-to meal. We can make dog food? What does it require? Okay, we can definitely do this. So I think I combine all of this stuff into this pot. Then we let it cook. Let's serve it up. And we've got some dog food for Marcel. Hey, buddy, I got you a treat. Whoa! Marcel, do you have buffs or something? Oh my gosh, I think he likes it. So the house expansion is all done, and today I also became a world-class chef. I think it's been a good day. Day 78, and I've got some good fuel to keep me going for today. So this farm is coming together so nicely. Now, I have one little gripe about this place, and I kind of realized it while I was building out the extension for my house. So I love the idea of the windmill being placed in this pocket over here. However, I think I made a mistake of putting it in a little bit too close to the pathing and farmland. I think it should have gone back a little bit further. I feel like right now it's competing with the height of this build, as well as our barn, which is actually a pretty big build, but next to the windmill, it looks rather small. I don't know, I feel like if I moved it, it would just look so much better. Well, it's a good thing I packed a complete breakfast, because this is gonna be a pretty big job. The first thing I worked on was making a little bit more space for the windmill at the back of the field. Once that was done, I got to work on tearing down the original windmill. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit painful tearing down all your hard work. I made sure the teardown was all done today so I could have a fresh start in the morning. On to day 79 where it was time to rebuild. I think this is a good spot. I'm like 99% sure. All right, there's only one way to find out. I spent the full day rebuilding the structure and stress eating egg sandwiches. Listen, in theory, I think this is gonna make it look better. But there's still a chance that it won't, and I'm a little bit afraid of that. I've gotten most of the structure put in place minus some detailing, so I need to take a look and see if this actually made a difference. You know what? That feels a lot more balanced. So much better. Knowing everything was now good with the placement of the windmill, I spent the evening adding the decorations back in. And that brings us into day 80. Where has the time gone? This is wild. How are we already on to day 80? I had a lot of work to do with repairing the field after I had moved the windmill, so I got straight to work on that. And I think it's finally time. I may not have all of the necessary levels, but I think I should finally upgrade to a diamond hoe. I've been tilling a lot of land and it's been taking a toll on my iron supply. Oh, I had a diamond in there. Huh, who would have thought? All right, let's see what we get. Efficiency. Doesn't really make a difference when you're tilling land, but you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. I spent the rest of the day hard at work planting seeds, getting the field back to what it once was. Day 81, and what a wonderful surprise to wake up to. Farewell. I'm super close to finishing up this field, so I'm gonna keep working on it. And that's pretty much it. I mean, minus the fact that the wheat field is now a mess, that looks so much more balanced. Yeah, I feel so much better about that. All right, so now that that's done, I have the rest of the day free to do whatever I need to do. And there's still quite a few projects that need working on. Listen, I know my storage is atrocious, but we're already on to day 81, and I'm just honestly not even sure it's worth the time at this point. There's a couple more things I would like to get built around this base. We have tons of bees around here, and I was kind of thinking maybe a greenhouse could be a good build. But first, I kind of need to solve my hunger. Things aren't looking too good for me right now. I can't even run. Oh my gosh. All right, cows. Sorry. I'm gonna grab some of these tomatoes too, and maybe some of this cabbage. If we cut up a steak, we can turn that into a patty. Combine that delicious patty with a cabbage, onion, tomato, and some bread. Got yourself a hamburger. A full balanced meal. I am really living the best life in terms of food right now. I am not messing around. I've got a little bit of time left in the day, and I think I'd like to get this tree area sorted out. Because I still like the idea of it, I just need to figure out how to make these custom trees. Just gonna try to use a mix of spruce fencing. And I'll just kind of toss some leaves around the fencing, and these actually don't look too bad. I've definitely done worse, that's for sure. Now it just needs some texture and details, and I bet you already guessed it. It needs some coarse dirt. I think I'm gonna pop some of these vegetable crates around here. This can kind of be like the overstock area for all of our crops. There we go. I think that's looking a lot better. Wasn't really sure what to do with this space because it was so much smaller than the other plots, and I think this little decorational area is perfect. Hey! Get out of here. I need to go to bed. Day 82, and everything is on fire over there. Oh my gosh. For the most part, this area of the farm is very safe, but as soon as you go along over here, this is like the stopping point because I haven't torched it yet. Oh my. Yeah, this looks even better in the daylight. I'm very happy with this. Okay, cool. So we have some options that we could work on today. I'm kind of thinking about getting started on a greenhouse. Now, this kind of feels like a natural border for where the farm should technically end. I mean, not that I don't want to expand this farm any further, but we only have about... what day is it? Day 82, and something with math, we have like just over 10 days, you know? So this farm's kind of gonna have to have a stopping point, and I think maybe putting a greenhouse right around here would be perfect. That way I could fill in some space here with some crops, maybe over here as well, and then it'll all be complete. Now, another build project means another resource collecting day. And I think you all know by now the resource in question. Ugh, floating trees? What's up with that? Who could ever do such a thing? Not me. After I cleaned up the mess I had made, yes, I'll admit it, I made that mess, I collected resources for the greenhouse. Building a greenhouse is gonna require lots and lots of sand because we're gonna need to make tons of glass. I've made a mess of this. Oh no. Ah! I can't even collect half of it. I kinda deserve this. All right, let's get some of this sand burning. That is thunder. That means mobs are everywhere. Alrighty now. Yep, okay, I think today's done for me. I think today's done. That shortened day brings us into day 83. A little afraid to go outside. I just need some of my coal. I'm gonna run. I just don't want to be near any structures in case creepers have spawned. I don't trust it. Well, I know I'm building around here, so I'm gonna pop down a couple furnaces in this area. And I'm gonna get some of this sand cooking. And just to make sure I'm not cutting it close with resources for this build, I'm gonna chop down a couple more spruce trees. Oh yeah, I think this is more than enough spruce. Now the one painful thing is my axe is on its way out again. I really should have just spent the time getting a villager with mending, but at this point it's a little bit too late for that. So I think I'm gonna have to spend some of these diamonds to repair it once more. Oh, the pain. The pain. Okay, it's worth it. All right, sun's out, double chest for storage monster is out, glass is burning, and I'm ready to build. Except I kind of forgot that if I want to use some of the cool designs in the chip bench for the strip spruce, I have to actually strip it first before I put it into the bench. This kind of ended up taking a lot longer than I realized it would, especially because I wanted to make sure I had a good supply before I started building. The only other thing I really had time for at the end of the day was saying hi to Sheepy Cow and feeding all of the animals. Day 84 came around and I had pretty much everything I needed for this greenhouse. All right, let's get some nice beams for the side of the greenhouse. Let me just shave off a little bit more right here just in case we need the space. And I think we're good. So this is perfectly squared up and I think I'm gonna make a little path that goes out just a bit and then we can build the greenhouse around here. With the spot picked out and all ready to go, I began laying down the foundation and building up the beams. Yeah, I think this placement is perfect. I mean, after the whole windmill debacle, I just have to double check, you know? Don't want to have to move a build again. With everything good in terms of placement, I moved on to building up the roof. The frame's pretty much sorted and in place, and I think this is the perfect size for a little greenhouse. Now, I'm kind of hungry because I took quite a bit of fall damage while I was building that, so I should probably get some food sorted for the rest of the day. Nothing like cooking up a good meal at the end of the day. Now we're on to day 85 and we have lots of work to do today. I think I want to extend the trim of the roof along these columns as well. There's going to be a lot of glass going on this roof and it'll just kind of help break it up a bit. And last but not least, I want to add a little decoration on this trim. Yeah, this is turning out real good. So we're gonna have to fill the whole thing up with glass as well, but I figured along the bottom I'd like to have a nice trim. I'm gonna try the boxed one to see how it looks. It's not bad. I mean, maybe on the corners only. Something like this. And then in the center, could try something a little bit different. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I like that. Now for the glass, we have a lot to fill in. And I was kind of wondering how it would look if I did some decorative glass, at least for the bottom bits. There's only one way to find out. Let's give these ones a shot. Honestly, that doesn't look terrible. I think I like that. I think I'm better off leaving the design only for the bottom half of the build, because otherwise it might look too busy up top. I spent the rest of the day filling in the walls and roof of the greenhouse with glass. Day 86 and I woke up to some really rude visitors. I already told you I have a subscription to Block and Garden magazine. All right, where's your buddies, huh? I hear you. Oh, are you stuck in a pit? Honestly, I might just leave you there. That's your problem, dude. See ya. Whoa, this greenhouse has already changed the landscape of the farm so much. I love it. There was still a lot to be built for the structure of the greenhouse, so I continued chipping away at it. Why are gates so expensive to make? Oh, they're such a pain. Need the proper vibe for the greenhouse door, you know? I just don't know what that vibe is. Kind of feel like this one could be cool. Let's see. Is this the vibe? Oh yeah, I think that's the vibe. For sure. So the structure's all done. It's a little bit hard to see because it's kind of in the shade, but I think this is looking great. Now it just needs a bunch of detail and we're good to go. And it's a good thing that I love to detail. On day 87, I continued to decorate the greenhouse. I put these little guys in front of the greenhouse, but honestly, I feel like they would look really nice all around the base as well. I'm gonna have to add some when I'm doing base cleanup, but for now, I gotta focus on getting this thing looking good. I'm honestly having the time of my life because I'm going for a bit of a cluttered look with this thing. So that means I get to make as many cute random items as I wish. Day 88 came around and I was still busy working away at this greenhouse. I just want to get a couple spots for like boxed flowers and stuff. There we go, that's nice. You know what I need? Some azalea leaves. Azalea leaves are always one of my favorites for decorating. The crunchy texture of them is so nice. Not to mention the flowering leaves are beautiful as well. These are gonna look great on the roof. Alright, I think the exterior of this greenhouse is pretty much done. I added in a couple details here and there, like some flowers on the side here. I don't need my watering can right now, so I can put that back. I really love how that doubles as a decoration. And I've just got some extra storage on the side right here. So now all I really have to do is figure out what I'm gonna do for the interior. I mean, first things first, we gotta get rid of this grass. And I'm thinking some decorative dirt will be perfect for the greenhouse. Sprinkle in a little bit of coarse dirt here and there. And we've got ourselves some nice greenhouse flooring. Ooh, look at that sunset. Actually, that's my cue to go to bed. Besides, those Twilight books aren't gonna read themselves. And just like that, we are on to day 89. Wow, time is really starting to fly, it feels. But the exterior of the greenhouse is all done, so now I can focus on what I'm gonna put in here. So I definitely wanna get a couple of bees in here. However, I think I wanna first focus on getting some flowers put into place. I feel like a little spot to grow some plants under a light would be really cool. But what if the lights are glowberries instead? I'm gonna try closing it off so it's kind of like a cubby. Yeah, I think this looks super cute. Oh, I almost forgot. I have these nice flowers I found from the meadow. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. I pretty much spent the rest of the day puttering away in the greenhouse, adding details to it. So I really wanted to get some bees in here, but I don't know if I'm gonna make this happen. I definitely need a little bit of honeycomb. Oh no, he's mad at me. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Oh no, please don't hit me because then you will perish, please. Okay, I need to rethink this. All right, maybe if I make a bee box, I can like possibly trick it to go into the box? I don't know. Maybe if I put the box here, close all of this off, I can get one of them into that box. I feel like this might be wishful thinking, but hey, it's worth a shot. I decided to go to bed to give the bee a chance to go into the box that I laid out. And just like that, we are on to day 90. Wow, I cannot believe it. And perfect timing because the greenhouse is pretty much complete. So in here, I kept it pretty simple. I've got a cute little shelving area for a bunch of different types of flowers, although I can't really figure out how to get flowers into this pot. Whoops. As well as this one. I'm wondering if it needs to be rose bushes or something tall. And then as for this corner, I don't really have anything yet because I'm kind of banking on getting some bees in here. But I don't know if it's gonna happen. So last night I put out this little bee box and I'm kind of hoping that maybe I caught one. Ah! Oh no. It destroyed the nest of that bee, so maybe it'll just want to go in there instead? Oh, I think I may have heard it. Possibly. No! Ah! He's mad at me! I should have put a campfire underneath! Oh no! Oh no! Okay, I'm gonna put it back! No, don't hit me! Oh, I think he's gone. I think he's done for. I don't think that's good. I don't really know. He's just like kind of vibing. Oh man. Oh, nope. He's a goner. Alright, well. I guess I'm not getting bees in that greenhouse. Listen, I may be a farmer, but I'm not a beekeeper. I never said I was. Oh, I feel so bad. I feel so bad. After that terrible tragedy, I decided just to kind of hang out and finish decorating the greenhouse. And I think we're done in here. I may not have been able to get the bees that I wanted in here, but I think this area turned out really nice nonetheless. Well, with that pretty much done, I think I just need to start cleaning some of this stuff up, because I definitely have plans for this area next. Day 91 is here, and I think this farm has come such a long way. It has really filled out so much. It kind of just like happened in a blink of an eye. But it's not over yet, and there's still a couple of things I want to complete. I'm thinking this spot beside the greenhouse is perfect for a melon and pumpkin farm. Come on, we can't forget about those crops. So let's get a perimeter of fencing in place for this field, and let's get some of these plots in place. I want this farm to look very uniform like the rest of them, so I think having them in rows next to a water source is the best bet. We'll till some soil for the pumpkins and melons, cover up the water with a nice little boardwalk, and now I just have to figure out where I put those seeds, because I found those quite some time ago, so I don't know how this is gonna go. If only I made that storage hall. Okay, we got the melon seeds and pumpkin seeds. I've only got 3 of these, so we're gonna have to wait for some to grow so we can plant more. And let's plant our 2 pumpkin seeds. I thought I had more than that, but that's okay. We'll wait it out. I mean, I've got my little watering can, so at least I can bone meal these. Is that as far as it'll go? Did I do this wrong? I'm not too sure. I'm gonna give them some time. I'm just gonna let them do their thing. Oh, that one grew. Okay, perfect. It kind of didn't grow where I necessarily wanted it to grow, but you know what? It's a garden. I'll let it do its thing. Nature has its own plans. It's fine. It wanted to be there. That's fine. It's all good. Working on this pumpkin and melon farm brought me into day 92. And I am going to unfortunately break the first melon that I got, so I can turn this into more seeds and keep planting these. We'll give them a little bit of a head start though. All right, my logic is telling me that I can't have that strip there, because I just realized that these melons are probably going to grow onto these planks. I don't know what it is about the spacing of pumpkins and melons, but it kind of confuses me sometimes. We're getting there though, we're getting there. While I was waiting for the pumpkins and melons to grow, I continued texturing the path. Ooh, I feel like we should probably have another path connection right here. Yeah, that's looking good. The question is, what do I put here? Maybe something like a little cart would look good. Gotta have something like this to move around all the fruits and vegetables on the farm. Where'd you come from? Oh, no! All right, something's wrong around here. I have a hunch it's probably this little area that I never lit up. This looks like a recipe for disaster. Yep, that has to be where he came from. Got a little bit of space left over here, so I'm gonna put one more custom tree up. And then I think this area is done. I'm starting to get concerned that I may have done this a little bit wrong because they don't really seem to be growing. I don't know, maybe I'm being a little bit impatient with them. Day 93. And I think this is all coming together so nicely. This path kind of feels like the end point to the farm. I know, it's sad. I feel like I could also keep expanding this forever, but I mean, we only have like 7 days left. Now, I kind of feel like maybe planting a couple of azalea trees could look kind of cool to help border off the edge of this farm. I unfortunately got the placement wrong on my first try and ended up having to tear down the trees. But after properly plotting it out and trying again, I think it turned out pretty cool. You know what? I think that's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. It just kind of helps frame up the end of the farm a little bit. I think all it really needs is a little bit of fencing and then it's done. Ah! And I think I'm good to go. It's good enough. I'm going to bed. On day 94, I was still finishing some details around the edge of the farm. Oh, this pumpkin finally grew. I'm wondering if I'm just not like giving enough space for the crops to grow. I don't know though, because I thought these blocks would make it so that they'd grow. I'm gonna try to space them out to see if that does anything. I mean, while I'm waiting for that to happen, I want to get some nice lighting around this base. I kind of want to start popping some of the street lamps around. All right, I made a bunch, so hopefully this gets us pretty far. Now, I didn't want to overdo it, but I think this is a pretty good amount. I just put them in the main spots, like in front of the house, in front of the barn, and in the center part where the crops are. These seem to have finally grown. I think maybe the trick is honestly just spacing them out. I don't know if they're gonna grow onto this thing. I don't know why though. In that case, maybe I can just bring this strip of crops back. As long as I space them out, they should be fine. There, hopefully that solves it once and for all. All right, I have a bit of time to kill, and I'm also very hungry, so I'm kind of thinking maybe I should cook something up. It's been a while since I've had a solid meal. I think I'm gonna treat myself to a roast chicken tonight. Wow, that was incredibly rude of me to say that in front of those chickens. I deeply apologize for that. Alrighty, how does one make a delicious roast chicken? Should be easy enough. Let's pop that on the pan. Cook up a couple of potatoes. And let's see. Got ourselves a roast chicken. Can I put this on a table though? I need to know. Oh, you can! Yo, that looks delicious. Can I eat it? You need a bowl to eat this. Well, I've got plenty. Well, let's see how it tastes. Absolutely delicious. I may be the greatest Minecraft cook on earth. Maybe I'll take a couple for the road. Oh my gosh. There's bones and everything. Oh no. Ah! What, you get bone meal out of it after? Huh? That is so weird. After that big meal, I'm pretty full and also pretty tired. I think it's time to sleep that off. And here we are on day 95. Wow. I can't believe I'm saying that. Day 95. I mean, really, we're pretty far ahead of everything, which is awesome. I've got all of my farms in place. I've got the place pretty well decorated. So I think we can spend the next couple of days just kind of puttering away. So we've got the perimeter of the farm over here sorted. I think I just need to add a couple of things to the gaps around here. Also got a really big one beside our house over here as well. And some holes that probably should be patched up. Hello? Are you doing well down there? So I spent the day patching up some of the areas that needed a little bit of sprucing up. Okay, I kind of feel terrible boxing this pig in, so I'm gonna do a little rescue mission. Come on. Oh my gosh, you're running, bud. How long have you been down there for? What? Almost 100 days? Dude, come on. All right, well, there's a carrot. You enjoy. Don't go back down there. Stop it. Stop. I'm closing it off. I'm closing it off. Gonna go live the best life he ever lived. I'm gonna add a couple trees to this area just to frame up the edge of the farm over here. Oh no, did I leave this staircase here? I built this on like day 10 or something. Oh. And unfortunately, I think some of these trees need to come down as well. When I've been working away on the farm, I've always noticed them in the sightline, and they don't look terrible, but they're definitely a little bit out of place. After I finished chopping down those trees, I still had a little bit of time left in the day, so I fed the animals and went to bed. And good morning, chickens. Do you know what day it is? Yup, that's right. It's day 96. Let's go. So much work has been done over the course of these 100 days. It's nice to be able to just kind of like hang out and enjoy the farm. Okay, I do have these strawberries though, and I've never done anything with them, but I'm pretty sure you can make jam out of them. Yup, jam can be made. Today feels like a little bit of a little jam day, you know? All right, so I need to make a jar with glass panes and a slab, and then I'm pretty sure I need to use this small cooking pot. And before I do anything else, I need some sugar. And let's try popping in the strawberries and the sugar. Okay, so it's not cooking. I have a feeling I need to use the brick oven from this mod pack. And maybe I'll just add it right here. Pop this skillet back, Put this guy down. Oh yeah, now we're cooking. So let's get these jars in there. Strawberries, add the sugar, and oh, we are cooking. This is really slow. It's fine though, it's fine. It's gonna be worth it. Yes! Okay, we got some jam. Where can I put it? Oh, it's placeable. Yes, that is so cute. So for the rest of the day, I got pretty invested in this bakery mod because it was just so cute. I was pretty much on the quest to make baked goods for the day. I got bread. Let's see if I can pop this here. Oh, it's so cute. It's a little loaf. Can I put the bread in the tray? Oh, I can. Oh, this is magnificent. This is my dream come true. Wow. Speaking of dreams, I should probably go to bed. Or should I say, go to bread? We are on to day 97, and today I thought I would treat my neighbors to a little thank you gift. All of those villagers were so kind and generous to donate all of that stuff to me when I was first starting out. Especially Mr. Ratman. He was extra nice. So today I thought I'd repay them by bringing them some fresh veggies and some baked goods that I had made. Hello everybody. How's it going? How's it going? Where is everybody? Where'd you all go? You're not hiding at the sight of me, are ya? I heard something in here. Oh, Magic Man. How's it going? How's your little potion stuff going? I was gonna take this from you, but I never did. I mean, I wasn't gonna take it. I was gonna ask to borrow it, but I didn't need it. So you enjoy that. Oh, Farmer Ted. Dude, how's it going? Oh, I've got something for you. Yeah, here. Some tomatoes. What, you don't want them? What about these onions? A little bit of onions. There you go. Hope you enjoy. Sorry I took some of your crops, but had to be done. I'm bringing you some good stuff back. Oh my gosh, we have an entire party in here. So I guess this is where everybody has gone. Well, this is perfect because I have something for you all so delicious and important that I don't want any of you to go away. Are you ready for it? May I present to you bread in a basket? Do you like it? With that bread, I am also here to give you strawberry jam. I know. Just wanted to spread the love and just say thank you for gifting me with all of the stuff that I took, or sorry, that you gifted me. And I hope you all have a wonderful, I guess, eternity in that fence area. Have fun. Where's Mr. Ratman? Closed forever. What? Mr. Ratman? Mr. Ratman, I'm sorry that you decided to close. Here, how about I give you some tomatoes and a little bit of jam, and maybe one day you will find your calling as a chef again. I mean, good luck, because I'm some pretty stiff competition now, and I live like pretty close, and I make delicious food, but good luck with whatever you do. Ooh, this rug is nice. I'm gonna take this too. Being that social with my neighbors for that long really wiped me out, so I did some chores around the farm, and then I went to bed. Day 98. Wow. This is feeling a little bit weird that it's almost over. What is going on? That's okay. I still have time left. Everything's gonna be okay. Today I decided to focus on building a garden by the greenhouse. I wanted to fill in the gap over there, but I also wanted a nice spot to sit with a good view of the farm. There we go. Just a small little restful spot where I can sit and overlook the farm. I think this is the perfect view. Day 99, and I'm feeling a little sad today. This is pretty much the final day to get stuff done on this farm. I think I kind of just want to spend the day soaking it all in by just adding a couple finishing touches here and there. I really don't have that much to do because, well, I accomplished pretty much all of the things I wanted to. The only thing really left to do is just enjoy it here. Except I did actually forget one very crucial thing for this farm. I forgot to name the farm. I think I have the perfect one though. Marcel, buddy, this one's for you. You saved my life that one night, and for that, I feel like this farm should be named in honor of you. Thank you, buddy. You're the best. Also, Marcel Farms just makes it sound so fancy. Like, people are gonna come here and go, wow, yeah, this produce must be premium. I mean, how can it not be when it's from Marcel Farms, you know? It's really got that marketing appeal, doesn't it? I spent one final day puttering around the farm, completing small tasks. It was starting to get pretty late, so I had one final look at my farm and went to bed for the last sleep here. and here we are, day 100. We did it. This honestly turned out phenomenal. I had like a little bit of an idea of what I wanted to do with this farm when I began, but this honestly exceeded all of my expectations. And honestly, this journey has been so fun. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sad it's come to an end. So for the final day, let's run through everything that we've done. So of course, we started off with this quaint little house. And honestly, it did a pretty good job for us overall. I mean, I did end up having to make a little bit of an expansion for the kitchen, but hey, this also turned out super cozy. Then of course, from there, we moved on to the farmland. And I would say this plot kind of shaped how the farm was gonna look overall. I really like how structured everything looks. I often build patches of farmland looking a lot more organic and usually on hillsides. So this was a fun little challenge. It also looks really cool on the mini map as well. I didn't end up using this too much throughout the series, but I think it looks pretty neat. All right, the second thing we built, I think, was the chicken coop, right? It's been so long now. It was the chicken coop and then that one over there, I'm pretty sure. So we got a cute little spot for all of our chickens. They're all happy, they're chilling. Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna toss those. So after the chicken coop, we've got this little mining outpost, which I really like as well. I love this little overhang that I made, especially because it sneaks off into our little enchanting area. So after the mining post, we got ourselves our little sugarcane farm, and that connects over to our vineyard, which I love this build. I think this turned out super cute. I will thoroughly miss smushing grapes all the time because that was super fun. All right, and then on to this area with these little trees. I'm so happy I put this little tree line in. I think it's really important, especially when you're doing something like farmland with tons of crops and stuff, to also not forget little details like this. I also like how I kind of made this into like an overstock area for some of our veggies. And I am so glad that these things finally grew in. So next to the melon and pumpkin farm, we've got our little greenhouse, which, yeah, there were supposed to be some bees in here, but something catastrophic happened. And you know what? Actually, no, that didn't happen. They just said that they weren't interested. They were pretty happy with the lease that they had on their beehive, and they didn't want to break it. So anyway, I think this turned out really cute. I still don't know what this thing does, but honestly at this point, yeah, I'm over it. So then over here, we've got our little park area where I can sit, contemplate life, and look over the farm. This is actually a really nice view, except for some reason, when I get out of this chair, I go behind. That's not very functional, but that's okay. Next up is the barn area, and we've got Sheepy Cow in there. Look at Sheepy Cow. Sheepy Cow is chilling. Absolutely vibing, dude. Totally vibing. It is very loud in here. Yeah, this barn was definitely a winner. And speaking of winners, we've got this windmill. That was a bad joke. But honestly, now that it's been moved and it's in a new place, it's looking super good. So that's pretty much it for Marcel Farms. Oh my, we made it to 100 days. This has been such an incredibly fun adventure. I'm actually pretty sad it's come to an end because I was having so much fun building this farm up. But with that, I hope you all enjoyed this 100 days as much as I did. Thank you all so much again for watching it. It means so much that you all enjoy these videos. And with that, I guess I'll catch you all later. Bye!